Ray Dunn. All Philadelphia, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're rolling on Thursday middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, Sean Marks. Good morning to everybody watching live on YouTube. Or maybe you're watching later. That's fine. But if you want to see the visual of Middays with Marks, subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic. Or don't, but watch us on YouTube. Watch us live, watch on demand. You can get involved in our chat. We have a community of chatters that join us every day. Good morning to everybody out there. If you're listening on the radio, 97.5 FM, or on the worldwide 97.5 The Fanatic app. Love the Fanatic app. We say good morning to Ray Dunn. Raymond, good morning.
Good morning, Johnny. How are you?
My daughter, we checked you out on YouTube yesterday. My daughter said that you look like a leprechaun.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my heritage well.
I said, a leprechaun? And she smiled. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, why does he look like a leprechaun? It's like, oh, well, red hair and red beard. He does kind of look like a leprechaun.
Hey, Ray.
It's something in the Marks genetic pool that it's just something. You have to find something with me, don't you?
I mean, maybe she's a big fan of leprechauns. Maybe she does like leprechauns. She tries to get them every year, trap them. Maybe that's
All
what
right,
we do
so
for
I'm
you.
not going anywhere near your guys' neighborhood to be setting traps for me.
Do not, Ray. Good morning, Sean Brace.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? John, great to have you back. Yes, indeed. Yesterday's show was fun. We stumbled into a lot of nonsense, as usual.
Yeah, no, nonsense is my specialty.
Yeah.
So we're going to stumble into more of it today.
Oh, I like that.
So
I got to tell you about a future singles party coming up at Canal Side.
That's true.
A singles mixer.
Really?
That I think we're going to get involved with.
Is Ray going to be there?
You're damn right Ray's going to be there.
Not just me, though. We got promise from
Negative Nate. Negative Nate's going to go to the singles mix?
he's working the room.
Hey, Ray.
Let's go.
This feels like a content extravaganza.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I'm told at the end of Tuesday's show, the show ends very late. We kind of just were arguing. Literally, as I said, all right, see ya. And you weren't happy with the way the conversation was going at the end of the show. I need to know more.
Yucky. That's correct.
All right. What's your issue?
Yeah, well, so at the end of Tuesday's show, we stumbled into the conversation about Jalen Hurts and how this organization as a whole feels about him. Guys like Jeffrey Lurie at the top, Howie Roseman directly underneath Jeffrey, right? Don't have to tell you that. Everybody knows. And I think I asked you, like, wait a minute, something, sparked a little flame in my brain, dangerous at times. And I said to you, I go, the way you're talking, you make it seem like Howie Roseman and the Eagles aren't, like, satisfied, aren't happy, aren't thrilled at the fact that Jalen Hurts is their quarterback moving into this season. Like, right here, right now. They're not happy with the situation they're in at the quarterback position.
But that's not what we said. That's not what was said.
What was said?
I think you used the word right. What was exactly said? Because was it thrilled? It wasn't thrilled. It's not that like I think the Eagles are mad that Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. I just think reality is that they have a lot of questions about him going forward.
Are they excited about having Jalen Hurts?
Excited was the word. Am I excited about Jalen Hurts being the quarterback in 2026? I don't know if excited is the right word.
Wow.
Am I comfortable with it? Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. The dude's a Super Bowl champion, and not because he rode the coattails of anybody else. Do I expect Jalen Hurts to have to bounce back and have an excellent season this year? I actually do. He's always answered the bell after having seasons where maybe he's taken a step back. He has challenged himself. We saw it happen before with the Eagles. We saw it happen in college. He's been doing it his whole career. So if you have a guy that responds, then I'm going to keep saying he's going to respond until he doesn't. And he's won the Super Bowl. He's played his best games and biggest games. Those are real things. But two things can be correct at the same time, right? I
heard that before.
I have eyes. I watched Jalen Hurts play the quarterback position last year. I watched Jalen Hurts play the quarterback position the year before, even when they won the Super Bowl. And for every I beat Pat Mahomes Super Bowl MVP where you're like, wow, this is amazing, there might be 7 or 8. Holy crap, he's not very good at throwing the football. And like if I feel like that and other people feel like that's a fair thing to say, you don't think the Eagles feel like that? You don't think the Eagles feel the same way? Because I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you on this, that everything that's come out has been, you freaked out one time because Howie was given the opportunity to really show a lot of confidence and have Jalen's back, and he didn't. He didn't throw him under the bus.
You got to stand by your man.
But you were saying you could have got to stand by your man. The stories that came out in the offseason, during the season, in previous off seasons, generally have been negative towards Jalen Hurts or critical of Jalen Hurts. That's just reality. There's been no negative press on A.J. Brown. We'll see if something comes out. I don't believe there's going to be much that comes out other than maybe the obvious thing, which was there's a problem between the quarterback and the wide receiver and their relationship suffered. But every indication that you get from the team is like, all right, yeah, they know Jalen's a Super Bowl MVP. And like, yeah, they're not trying to get rid of Jalen Hurts, but they also didn't extend him. You think Joe Burrow's going into the final year of guaranteed money in his contract? You think Josh Allen in a similar situation isn't being extended? The Eagles don't have to extend him, and they're not. And if Jalen Hurts comes out this year and he plays well, he's going to get an extension. And I'm not even doubting that's going to happen. But I would say that the Eagles are, kind of seeing how it goes before they do all that, because they have real questions, I think, like a lot of other people do, including me. I think it's very fair to have questions, Sean.
I don't have any issues with questions. I just was taken back by the fact that, like, wait a minute. I guess reservations is like kind of coming to my mind with some people and how they feel Howie Roseman and company are feeling about Jalen Hurts. Now, you're right. He's had the opportunity to stand by his man and at least, hey, look, we know what's being said. We know what's being written. This is the truth. And if you do really value Jalen Hurts, I think we would have heard it a little bit louder. And we didn't get that, really. So I would wonder if that bothered Jalen, but put that to the side. The only thing that matters, of course, because he got paid already, so he's got that money, and, of course, the play on the field. So the contract to the side as of right now. You're right. You named Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, the two best quarterbacks. Lamar's in there as well in the league. You're right. Those guys, I think, are on a different playing field than what Jalen Hurts is at this point in time. I still feel like a contract is coming. I do.
This offseason?
Not this offseason.
Well, of course. He doesn't have any guaranteed money after this offseason. Of course they're going to extend him.
So then I think if they're, course, going to extend him, then I think they think about him a little bit higher than what we're giving him credit to.
Of course they're going to extend him next year. Not now. Next year.
No, yeah, I didn't think now. No,
okay, but they have to extend him next year. Honestly, I'm surprised that he's playing. It's Jalen's mentality of, well, F them. I'm just going to go out and have a great year. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to hold out or make waves about it or whatever. But after this season, he doesn't go into the season without a new deal. Because this has been the A.J. Brown show. A.J. Brown's getting hugged by the owner. A.J. Brown's being told that he's the good. A.J. Brown's a great teammate. A.J. Brown's beloved by everybody in the organization. This has been said over and over by every friggin' insider out there. The owner loves A.J. Brown. The front office loves A.J. Brown. The coaching staff loves A.J. Brown. The teammates love A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a beloved figure in the Eagles organization. What do you hear about Jalen Hurts? He's kind of a difficult personality to deal with. He's aloof. He goes out on the practice field and does what he's supposed to, and then you go in the games, he doesn't do it. He's prickly. He doesn't necessarily connect with the locker room. Michael Jordan, he thinks he's Michael Jordan. The teammates are trying to bust his balls. He doesn't get it. All right, give me the thing. That's what you hear about Jalen Hurts, Sean.
Yeah. And what you see with A.J. Brown is him giving up on some plays and him letting a pass over the middle go through his damn hand. So he can be liked all he wants, but you got to make plays for me out there. And I think last year, the revisionist history that we're going to have about last year, more so, and I saw it last night, a lot more people having a little bit more venom each hour towards A.J. Brown with the realization of what took place. I saw somebody going a little over the top, breaking down that Chargers film. Oh, no, Jalen didn't have a good game. Let's not try and sugarcoat that. But A.J. dropped the pass over the middle in that game.
Yeah, no, he's doing it on purpose now is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I said it. It's a little over the top. But to Jalen Hurts, the contract, look, he was rewarded with a 5-year deal, $255 million. That had to be up there with one of the tops in the game. As far as quarterbacks at that point in time. Has he outperformed in that contract? Won a Super Bowl? Damn. I just sit here and say, okay, does he deserve? I can't sit here and tell you he should be getting a contract right here, right
Forget about
now.
the contract. Ray, are the Eagles treating Jalen Hurts fairly? has he been treated fairly this offseason, last season? Are they treating him fairly for a Super Bowl winning quarterback with where he is?
Yeah, no.
Why
I
not?
don't think so. I mean, I think you just have to have the guys back a little bit more. 13? What was it? 13 sources in that ESPN story. A lot of people were willing to talk about him. Everyone, including Jahan Dotson on our airwaves yesterday, who has no stake in the game anymore when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, was like, "Oh, 100% football. Nothing to see here with A.J. Brown." I think that tells you something. Everyone wants to point out, "Oh, just great teammate." And there's guys that have said that about Jalen, where hey, he's a good guy. Like the fact he's my quarterback. But behind the scenes, the walls talk a lot down there at the Jeff.
So why do you want the Eagles to have their back if everybody feels this way about the quarterback?
Because there's plenty of difficult characters in sports that have been successful. And if they're going to keep winning, there's no reason to start, hey, this guy. Ooh, Save that for when things fall apart.
Okay. All right. I honestly don't have a problem with it. If this was just the Eagles and everybody else was kind of scratching their heads, who's scratching their heads? That's inside the building. 610-632-0975. It's a pretty simple question to start the show. Are the Eagles being fair with their treatment of Jalen Hurts? This A.J. Brown stuff's crazy. He gets traded. Everybody's got A.J.'s back. And, like you had said, Sean, A.J. hasn't handled it very well. From the press conference into where it's close to heaven or whatever, and you start to see in slow motion, wow, this whole thing was orchestrated. This whole thing's like a movie script.
Supposedly he was up there in May.
He knew exactly what he was doing. And, am I supposed to believe now that he's really this genuine guy? No, that's real. That's real. 610-632-0975. Text line, Davis Honda text line. Voice memos on the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. And the phone line. That's all coming up next. Do you think the Eagles have treated Jalen Hurts fairly? Plus, Mike Garafolo said it's pretty clear all the A.J. Brown saga, how it ended. We'll play that for you coming up next. Middays and Marks.
Intelligent and honest.
with Marks. All right. BLG, Brantley Galton, Bleeding Green Nation. Now that the trade is done, it's time that we celebrate him. Remember Doc Rivers said celebrate him for all that he does? Talking about Ben Simmons.
Uh-huh.
Then he threw him under the bus months later.
Go ahead.
He chastised the fans because we don't know basketball. We don't know what Ben Simmons does. And then he's like,
don't know basketball.
Right. And then it's like, oh, they were right.
Did you see, by the way, we have Doc Rivers after the game with Bill Simmons? Sounds like something you would be locked into.
Last night?
Last night, every
Netflix.
finals game. It's Doc Rivers and Bill Simmons.
Oh, man. Why we'd actually listen for Doc. Can we get Negative Nate to go through all of it? Just for some drops?
Yeah, actually, and what, it's, is Rosillo not with it? No, because he's Barstool. So it's just him and Doc? Look,
You can do worse than that.
yeah, that's a good get by Netflix.
Oh, no, I'm in on it. I just know.
So the big change with the NBA Finals this year is now you get the crew because they have the ESPN games.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you had somebody else with Doc, I might watch it. Bill Simmons isn't going to be on my TV, but I mean, you can you can go through it and give me clips. Yeah, here's Bill Simmons. No, Doc.
He hit Bill Simmons got me the other day. Damn it! Steven Spielberg joined his rewatchable show.
Oh my God!
I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, there's a reason why he's super successful. I mean, I'm not trying to say he's not talented. He's just about as nauseating and annoying as anybody that's out there.
I totally agree.
I hate him.
I tell you what. I mean, the fact
All right, so so BLG, I would say is the number one seed as far as AJ Brown being traded. Even when I was against the ropes and I was taking body shots and it looked like maybe I was going to go down with AJ being traded, he came on our show every time and said there's a 0% chance that he's going to be an Eagle next year. And he never wavered from that, so we're going to raise the banner for BLG today, Ray. Let's raise it.
He deserves it.
He does. He was right. He was right more than anybody else. All right, so he joins us coming up at 11 o'clock. But I'm just curious how Eagles fans feel about the quarterback because even me, Sean, and I'm not a Jalen Hurts guy. I'm a Nick Sirianni guy if you look at my bio, but even people are questioning that. You're a Jalen Hurts guy.
I'm the smartest coach in the world.
So you're very loyal to him, and I appreciate Jalen Hurts because he did win a Super Bowl, and he won a Super Bowl by playing great. In 2 Super Bowls, he played great. There's no question about it. Jalen Hurts is a champion. He's got great intangibles. If I need a big game quarterback, man, Jalen Hurts is going to be there for sure. He also looks mediocre to below average in a lot of games during the regular season. Right? And that's what I'm saying. And if you're the Eagles, you have to look at that and say, like, okay, well, if we don't have this great roster and we don't have all these great players in the years where things aren't necessarily going right with that or we have injuries, can he be a guy that elevates the team to where the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allens, to where they haven't won the big game, but they're mistake erasers, where they can, like our offensive line stinks. That's all right. He's going to know. Like Jalen Hurts, the running game didn't work last year. The offensive line didn't work. Now they won 11 games. That's the other side of it. But I can understand the Eagles kind of being like, I don't know about Jalen.
Yeah, look, I think they've had opportunities to really come out and have his back a little bit more, especially after that Tim McManus piece was put out by ESPN. And we brought it up. Howie Roseman, if you look at Google, you'll find out in the headline, Eagles GM Howie Roseman calls recent Jalen Hurts reports, quote, unfair. All right, well, that's bare minimum. That's how I viewed it and back on April the 14th when they had that press conference. A.J. Brown's an Eagle. Remember that? Howie at the podium. Yeah, it's unfair. Anyone and he didn't go into anything more than just coach speak. Yeah.
We can get the sound.
We all know what Howie said. He didn't do enough. I'd love to hear it again because I think we'd all be on the same page. And it just comes more and more with the fact that how that was handled, right? You had this huge article, this big piece come out. It was talked about on all the talk shows, how Jalen is this terrible teammate behind the scenes. He doesn't do all the right things. Nobody wants to connect with him. And then all of a sudden, for the next 2 months, we have the issues with, of course, A.J. Brown and everything that he clearly does right, apparently. One thing that I heard from people yesterday was that, the young players, AJ would extend a hand. Jalen doesn't have time for those guys. He's the bleeping quarterback. Doesn't he have other things to do? Well, he plays the most important position in all of sports. Yeah, he's supposed to be. Well, can we duplicate him? Can we make him an alien? Can we give Jalen Hurts 10 bodies so maybe he can go ahead and hold everybody's hand down there? He is the starting quarterback. He's the franchise guy. What do you want from him? I get it. It comes down to play on the field. That's where you have me because he wasn't the best at throwing the football. We talked about it a lot last week. 16 games played last year, 10 of them under 200 yards. From afar, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. However, I push back with this. John, I feel like we're forgetting 2 years ago, not even the Super Bowl, because it was in the previous season before that. All the winning. The Monday morning Eagles victory. Eagles Monday, Victory Monday, was the theme for a long damn time. And it was because of that guy. He was the starting quarterback, right? Like, we talk about all the successes that he's had. 2 conference championships. Yeah, Nick Sirianni. Oh, he's made the playoffs every year. Well, who's been his quarterback? That's my point. So, yes, when it comes down to it, I need this organization and the fans and some talk show host to have Jalen Hurts' back a little bit more.
Yeah, not me. I mean, but at the same time, I do. So like you had said, on the field stuff. See, I think this is as much about off the field stuff as it is on the field stuff. When your quarterback doesn't connect with the locker room, bare minimum, do we agree? The AJ and the Jalen stuff aside. All right, do we agree if you read the tea leaves or you read between the lines that Jalen maybe is viewed in the locker? See, I think they respect Jalen because they realize what he's done, which is he's a champion. They realize that he's a hard worker and he's got the mentality. He's got the right mentality. For sure.
Yes.
I think that they certainly respect him for that. But I also think they talk crap behind his back. Right? Like, and I think it's as much about that as it is about anything else. When you don't connect, and you saw it in 2023. When things fell apart in 2023, Ray, what did you see on the sideline?
A lot of quiet. He's just sitting there.
Sitting by himself.
Yeah, and that bothers me too, right? It's like, you think about the Carson Wentz, and he had similar issues, right? But at least he had his group of guys.
Good old boys.
Where's Jalen's guys at?
Okay.
Who's considered to be Jalen? That's my point.
You.
Well, I can't be the only guy that has his back.
Who is Jalen's guys?
That's a good question. Before last year, I might have said AJ Brown.
Man, everybody came out with AJ.
Well,
Saquon says that, one of my favorite teammates ever, and he's like a brother. Quinyon Mitchell called him a big brother.
Devontae is definitely one of his guys.
Who?
Devontae Smith.
Is one of whose guys?
Jalen's. Because he came out and he said, look, man, he was the guy that was fighting for me to get here, played with him at Alabama. Now, have they grown apart? I don't know. I don't think so. But Devontae was definitely singing his praise through the whole draft, and after he was drafted, because he goes, I know he had my back. He had a lot to do with me getting here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Devontae has anything personal against them. And we'll talk with the Mike Garafolo cut coming up here. I don't think he has anything personal against them. But wouldn't we be naive to think that the guys aren't being like, he sucks? Like, Devontae Smith wants 1,500 yards in 100. You don't think A.J. Brown thinks that Jalen Hurts sucks at being a quarterback? Ray?
No.
You don't?
I can't. No, because
There's
won.
greener pastures for sure when it comes to A.J. Brown and the quarterback
Drake May's already the best quarterback that he's ever played with. Ask everybody up in Boston.
He commands a room. That young guy stepping up and talking to everyone.
Is A.J. Brown right when he says, if he does feel that way, that Jalen Hurts sucks?
So here's what I would say: that the Super Bowl should have gotten Jalen Hurts more runway,
A little bit more
with A.J. Brown. But A.J. Brown was already going through the entire season. They were winning, but he wasn't happy.
Dude, the book was pulled out in a playoff game. Like, when I revisited that yesterday, my head almost exploded because at that time, we're going through it. They're winning. We know what they're capable of. They were dominating teams. We knew that they were in the playoffs. Here we go. The path in front of them. There's bigger fish to fry. But as we sat here yesterday on June 3rd, and he had the balls to pull out a book on a sideline and a wild card game, are you kidding me?
It's crazy. It really, really is crazy. Look at me.
Think about it. If you're struggling to get the ball thrown to you and you start to really lean into total absorption, they learn experience key events fully, vividly, and selflessly with complete concentration. Think about reading that passage after the ball doesn't come to you.
So if you didn't read the book, he might have given a pile driver to Jalen Hurts on the field.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like whatever.
That's true.
But it was. I don't think and so then like you had talked about, it was during the playoffs they won the Super Bowl. They're 4-0 the next year, but the passing offense isn't good, and AJ's demanding trades. Mm-hmm. But it takes you on the inside. Devontae Smith catches the touchdown, and he says, "Just throw the bleeping ball." And everybody's like, he's talking about Patullo. My ass, he's talking about Patullo. So, yeah, I do think that there's a level of frustration among the Eagles. A.J. Brown won it out. He won it out during the season last year.
All right, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's stumble into this together because I stumbled into this yesterday. All right, so throw me the bleeping ball. It's a perfect scenario. It happened. Why is Nick Sirianni getting off on this? Why, Saquon Barkley?
So I'm not doing a good enough job.
When you say throw me the bleeping ball, I'm not here to deny that, it was mostly probably in Jalen Hurts' direction. But doesn't Patullo have at least a piece of that blame pie? The fact that Saquon was so successful and the way that this team approached on Sundays, game days, was running the football first. Like when Devontae Smith says that, why is it directly at Jalen Hurts and not, you know what? It could be, here's the circle, here's the pie. Sirianni, game plan, Saquon being successful. Oh, yeah, Jalen Hurts is the quarterback, sure. Patullo drawing up those bum-ass route hitches, that he ran constantly. I think it was directed at everybody, not just Jalen Hurts.
You know what I think? I think that they know Patullo wasn't a good offensive coordinator, but they're open. And when wide receivers are open and they're not getting the ball thrown to them, they get pissed.
But they're always open. Just ask them.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, yeah, of course Patullo was a part of it. I don't know where you're, other than hiring Patullo, where are you blaming Nick Sirianni?
Well, it's not even, it's more along the lines of the game plan. It's the game plan where it's like you have this success or that, we have to agree that A.J. Brown was definitely frustrated with the fact that they're a run-first offense. That the ball was going to Saquon.
And he swallowed the pride because they were winning and they won the Super Bowl.
So that's the game plan. The game plan, that's why Sirianni, Patullo, and everybody in together takes a little bit of that pie, that blame pie.
But they couldn't do it. Their offensive line was banged up. You couldn't run the ball. They tried.
And they couldn't protect Jalen either. It goes hand in hand.
There's a lot of reasons why last year didn't work that's beyond Jalen Hurts. For sure.
I'm glad you're at least giving me that.
Dude, no. They weren't winning a Super Bowl last year. Other than Jalen Hurts playing like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, they weren't winning a Super Bowl last year.
No.
The Eagles win when their lines are good. Their defense was fine last year. Their offensive line was banged up. They couldn't protect Jalen Hurts. When he gets pressured and he's uneasy in the pocket, what does he do? Even if the pressure actually isn't there, what does he do?
He yelled about it.
He rolls right.
And then throw it fifth row in the stand.
Right. That's what he does. So you know that going in. There's a lot that went wrong. So what do we want to do? We do Garofolo here. Here's Mike Garofolo. Is this on NFL Network or where is this from?
This is the Schrager Hour.
The Schrager Hour, of course. Here's Garofolo talking about A.J. Brown's saga here.
The crazy part is his issues were not with the head coach. His issues were not with the offensive coordinator. Big Dom loves him, and he loves Big Dom. No issues with Howie or ownership. It was strictly about the quarterback. So it was a really weird one because a lot of times the receiver goes, I'm just done with that team because whether it's the GM or the coach or some kind of combination of it, it wasn't the case here.
There you go. A lot of people are going to point to the massage rumor and the massage therapist rumor or whatever. And listen, I can pretend that I know what happened in the situation, if it was something personal or wasn't something personal. I have no idea what happened if there were some personal issues, okay? But, do I think that the primary issue with A.J. Brown was that he didn't think Jalen Hurts was a good quarterback? I do believe that.
Yeah.
I do believe that. And I also think that when you're not happy with what's happening on the field and then the guy's kind of a jerk or you're not getting along, you're like, wow, why does he act like that? Why is he so aloof? He gets a new contract. There's a lot of people that say that I've heard say that Jalen changed when he got the big contract. You don't think guys notice that? I mean, these are things that happen. Jalen's not the first guy that maybe changed a little bit when he became a big star and got a new contract.
No,
so, I don't know.
But these quarterbacks don't come around that often, and that's the big picture for me. It's you got to appreciate it. You got to stand by your man a little bit. If we think it's just going to be snap of the fingers, Jalen Hurts out, draft another quarterback, and you're going to be competing for championships, I guess Howie believes that. Nick Sirianni, who knows what he thinks, but Howie believes, you know what? Yeah, get me in the draft room. I'll find a guy. Totally. Sure. But I still don't think that it's just as easy as that. And Jalen is in the prime of his career. I mean, for crying out loud, how old is Jalen?
27.
Good grief.
If that?
Older than me. That's all.
He's 27.
Yeah, 27.
Write this down. August 7th.
So if I would have told you just however many years ago that the Eagles quarterback would be to 2 Super Bowls, he would win one, he would have outplayed Pat Mahomes in both, Super Bowl MVP in the one that you won, you would have thought, oh, they gave him a lifetime contract, 100-year contract, whatever, right? Like he's not going anywhere. Meanwhile, I think it's pretty clear. I don't think the Eagles are plotting to get rid of him. So let me also say this. For all the people that are saying, oh, a 2028 first-round pick, you know why they're doing that? Because they're looking for Jalen's replacement. I don't think that when they acquired a first-round draft pick for a second, they say we're going to use this to look for a new quarterback. That might change. Because if Jalen plays poorly, they may be now looking at that draft pick to use as a potential replacement for Jalen Hurts. I don't believe for a second the Eagles actually went into that. Howie Roseman wants first-round draft picks regardless. Whether it's for a quarterback, a wide receiver, or whatever, these GMs want these first-round draft picks. They're valuable. So I don't buy into all that crap that, oh, they got the first-round draft pick to replace Jalen Hurts. This is the first step. I don't believe that for even a half of a second.
Who said that? Chubby Chase Daniels, who's now on the NFL.
Everybody's saying it. The Parkins said it. All the, it makes a lot of sense. That's right.
That's who it was.
Compiling, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I don't believe that for a second. So the question we have is, are the Eagles treating Jalen fairly, and shouldn't they have his back more? I mean, even with
I'm texting his agent right now, Nicole Lynn.
So text her. Let me know how that goes.
I'm going to go write that question to her.
But so here's what happens a lot of times after a player is traded. That now, not a smear campaign, but now it's leaked to the media that Jalen is a good teammate and everybody loves him. Right? Then you go on the media circuit. Now Jeff McClain has something. Now Zach Berman has something. The Eagles at least try to play the other side of it to be like, hey, listen. No. Like, AJ's fine. He wanted out. Not that you need to make AJ look bad, but you can say there was clearly chemistry problems between the quarterback and the wide receiver, but Jalen wasn't wrong in it. Something. And here's where I'll agree. They could try to do more to have his back. This is Howie Roseman, the first time he spoke, and it's where was this, at the Combine, or was this free agency, or
it was lead up to the draft?
Okay, so this was after McManus and Jeremy Fowler, the piece that had 13 different sources, and for the most part, it was critical of Jalen Hurts, and it wasn't critical of anybody else. So here's what Howie had to say.
I have seen those reports. Bob and our PR staff do a great job of showing us what we need to see. I would say that we have some faults. One of them is not being direct and honest with our players and the conversations with our players. So for us, if we have any issue with any of our players, we talk to them directly. So, from my perspective, from Nick's perspective, from Jeffrey's perspective, we're not hiding behind anything. We will talk to our players directly. And I think that it's unfair. It's unfair to have these articles written, but I understand it's also what sells at this point.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, look, it's worse right now. It's worse hearing that right now. It's clear as day that they don't think of him as high as I do. I'm willing to admit that right now.
Well, not many people do, Sean.
Man. Tell you what.
No, but I love being the one that would say this is how he should have answered the question, right? Here's how he should have answered the question. I know there's reports out there, and there's a lot of talk. This is the NFL. This is what people do. This is why the sport's so popular. Here's what I can say, is that Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback, and he's a great teammate. And we're going to be right back in the conversation to win a Super Bowl this year, and that's what my focus is. I can't wait to have Jalen as the Eagles quarterback going forward. Something like that. You don't address the situation. You don't say, well, that's what sells. You don't say it's unfortunate. You don't even address the story. You just say Jalen Hurts is an MVP quarterback. He's the quarterback of the Eagles, and he's one of the great players in franchise history. And he's our quarterback next year and going forward. Period.
Man, they talk about...
He didn't do any of that.
They talk about Josh Allen up there in Buffalo like he's Jesus. Literally. Like he walks on water.
To not go to a Super Bowl.
They treat him like he's gold. Now, is he one of the best quarterbacks in the game? I'm not here to deny that. I'm just telling you that, you know what? If my quarterback won a Super Bowl, I'm stepping to the microphone with a little bit more authority. It's clear that Howie Roseman is like, yeah, look, I got to look within. I need to address players a little bit differently. I need to be open and honest with some of these players. No one cares
But
about
he
that.
wasn't even saying that. I think he misspoke. I think he was saying that they do that.
Right. He was trying to say that they do it. I think he misspoke at the beginning.
He misspoke at the beginning. He was actually saying they don't mind having these conversations with the players.
Let's go down the list. Justin Herbert. Does he get praised more than Jalen Hurts?
Of course he does, and he doesn't deserve it at all.
Drake May. I know he's the new shiny
He was
object.
just in the Super Bowl.
That's fair. That's fair. But even before last year's Super Bowl run, they were talking about him in a different manner. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford put him to the side, Mahomes to the side. But, like, come on, man. These general managers, these owners, some of these players, they stand by their man. Clearly there's something going on in Philadelphia that just isn't passing the smell test for me right now. It's just not. And it's all bottled up because of what just took place with AJ. And now I have to hear how Jalen's the worst teammate to ever suit up. A guy that's changed after he got paid, which I'm sure that it would happen for all of us. That's exactly what would happen if we all got paid. Would Ray Dunn be the same damn Ray Dunn if he got a $255 million contract?
Yes.
No way. He's not doing Garage Mondays if he got paid $255.
I think that's the exact opposite. I think I'm doing more Garage
He's
Mondays.
lying.
I might rename a different name of the week.
No, he
to
would
Monday.
he would buy the garage and he'd be sitting at the bar as the owner of the garage, which everybody would hate.
Dak Prescott gets treated differently than Jalen Hurts. Jared Goff gets treated differently than Jalen Hurts. These guys aren't on their level. Come on. We're talking about a Super Bowl champion, two-time conference champion, 5 years to the playoffs.
Man, there's a lot of multiple things could be right because you're right. Dak Prescott, people have Dak Prescott's better than Jalen Hurts. Okay. How about in the playoff game? Is he better than Jalen Hurts? That's the problem when talking about Jalen is you look at the playoff game and it's hard. Like when you do the rankings, where the hell do I rank Jalen Hurts? In a big playoff game, I would love to have Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. Week 7 against the Giants or week 9 against, I don't know, the 49ers, he may look like a backup out there throwing the ball.
Last year he did.
610-632-0975. We'll get your phone calls. We have some text messages as well. And we'll start to move into some Phillies conversation because Chris Sanchez had his scoreless streak ended last night, but he did make history, and it was very cool. That's coming up next, your Eagles calls. Middays and Marks, 97.5.
Got something to say.
This is Sean's request. Jalen's his hero. I have a Jalen Hurts poster at home.
Do you?
My daughter won it from the book fair because you enter, like everybody gets to enter to win a free poster, and she picked Jalen Hurts, and I was like, well, why don't you get one? And she's like, no, I want that because it was the Lone Eagles poster. Like, well, why don't you get the? No, that's what I want right there. Why don't you get the Golden Retriever? No, I want the Jalen Hurts poster. Now it's not up in her room or anything. It's still sitting down in the basement.
She's got good taste. She's got good taste.
I guess.
Nice work by her.
All right, we're back. Can you give me some text messages here, and then we'll take Israel? What are people saying about this conversation?
John from Malvern, a local handyman. It's not the question if the Eagles are being fair to Jalen, but is Jalen being fair to the Eagles? Last season, Jalen Hurts did not complete a pass in 2 separate games in the second half. Also, the prior year, he called the New York Giants and had discussions with them over his game performance instead of talking with the Eagles. He has extreme low performance in the passing game way too often, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's less about on the field because I think it's more about the off the field stuff, because if you genuinely like that's my guy, I'm pulling for that guy, I got that guy's back. You're not going to say bad things about him to the press. You're not going to get 13 sources that are going to say, yeah, this is what's going on. Even if you don't necessarily feel that way, or you feel like I like Jalen, but you still acknowledge that a lot of people feel like that. So the on the field stuff is one thing, but if you're kind of rubbed the wrong way by the guy and how he carries himself, then the on the field stuff, I had like just think about it. You have somebody's back in your life that has your back, that is good to you, that you have a great relationship with, to where you're going to defend them. Somebody that you're like, all right, well, they're kind of like, like, are they fake? Are they flaky? Do they really have my back? Do they care about themselves? Do you really have their back? No. So when the conversation turns towards them, are you going to not say things? Are you not going to be like, yeah, you're right about that? And I think that's where the problem is. He's not a good enough quarterback to act like the way he's been acting. And it's weird because he outplayed Pat Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls. So it's like I almost have to qualify every statement I make.
Here's a question I have for you. Now, Sean Mannion, we know why he was brought here, but does his offensive scheme benefit? Did you think they brought in Mannion knowing, like, hey, look, meaning he's not running a run and shoot, right? Like, he's running the 13 personnel.
Oh, there's going to be 7 tight ends on the field.
But, I heard it was Caleb Williams. He did a hit with the Kelsey brothers, and he was talking about his tight ends. And they went down to 2 that they knew, and he's like, Caleb goes, oh, you don't even know about my other guy. Yeah, we're 13 personnel. The 13 personnel is taking over the league, baby.
I heard Ray's philosophy is also the 13 personnel.
Hey, Ray.
He loves tight ends.
Huge fan. The more, the merrier. Build out the roster with all tight ends.
That's just the Saturday night for Ray Dunn.
But
13.
To answer your question, they brought in Sean Mannion because this is challenging Jalen Hurts. We're not running this crap college offense anymore. This is the offense we want to run. This is the offense we're going to run. And we're at a point where this is the offense that you have to learn to run, or we're going to move on. And I don't think they're going to move on from Jalen Hurts after the season. In fact, I think he's going to be excellent this year.
Damn right.
I do. But the Eagles also were like, do the Eagles sound like it? Like this, when Howie Roseman speaks, was that a guy that had his quarterback's back?
You and I are the only one that would ever mention, like, yeah, I think he's gonna have a good season this year. Oh, Evan Cohen too from ESPN. He took
pseudonym.
Yeah, he took a step too far. He's got Jalen Hurts winning the MVP. I just think that's burning money. But God bless his little heart, or whatever AJ Brown says.
He's either winning MVP,
yeah,
or they're drafting a quarterback in the first round. There's no in between. Alternative. He literally said it.
He just couldn't have an above-average season. He has to be the MVP or look out.
Evan Cohen's doing the show sheet in his head. He's like, I either need to be MVP or I need a quarterback to be drafted by the Eagles.
If they lost the first game of the season, do you start tanking for Arch? That's the real question.
Here we go.
Bank the show sheet. 610-632-0975. Give me another text, and then we'll get to Israel.
All right. I love Sean, but he sounds like the guy who's getting cheated on but doesn't want to realize it. She keeps coming home late. She smells like cologne. That's the same comparison, too. I have to hear Jalen isn't a good teammate, that AJ was the best teammate I've ever played with.
I said I was
Yes, in unison. Look, the cologne, it does smell a little bit like perfume. As well, it does. It's like one of those.
Oh, you're out with your girlfriends. Yeah. That's your car. That's CK1. That's not perfume.
Why you smell like Old Spice?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there?
Oh, I could go for some Old Spice right now. Oh, it smells so good. Let's go to Israel in Elkins Park. Israel, how are you? Good morning. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Israel?
Listen, I'm going to give you guys all facts. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is a two-time NFC championship quarterback. Jalen Hurts has had by far the most successful career of any quarterback that's current outside of Patrick Mahomes. There is no, as far as success.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, the Philadelphia Eagles have only had 4 viable franchise quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts is the best out of all in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles' existence.
Agreed.
If they move on from Jalen Hurts, there will be 25 teams willing to pay Jalen Hurts $75 million a year.
Yeah, see that's where that's where I disagree. That's where I disagree. There are not. They're not.
Disagree or not. You cannot name statistically, career-wise, 2 quarterbacks that have had a better career than Jalen Hurts. It's only Patrick Mahomes.
Sure. But so statistically, you're talking about wins, right? You're not talking about everything.
I'm talking about wins.
Okay, but that's only one stat. But
I'm talking of if you look at Carson Wentz and you look at who I did like, and you look at Donovan McNabb, both of those guys had rabbit ears. They heard everything and they responded to everything.
Good point.
There's been no quarterback in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles that has ever had the mentality of Jalen Hurts, where you don't know what he's thinking, when he's thinking it, or how he's thinking it. And this is why you got to create stories. And it's A.J. Brown.
Hold on, wait, hold on a second, because you're dead on with what you just said about Jalen. But what are these creating stories things?
Let me tell you, it's A.J. Brown and it's Kevin Patullo, those 2 clowns that Jalen had to deal with. When you're a leader, let's just say make you the leader of 97.5.
Yeah, I'm the leader.
You got to deal with I'm talking about like the CEO. You got to deal with a clown like A.J. Brown on a daily basis. He's a petulant child.
They said I was a diva.
I'm glad his behind is out of here.
Let's go,
Israel. Listen,
it's going to be a crash and burn in New England.
I almost want to put you on. I almost want to put Israel on hold to get back to him after BLG because we're up against it.
Let's go, Israel.
He had the dramatic pause like he was waiting for the 4 drop.
I
don't like to put drops over callers because I get worried they're going to get sidetracked. He sounded like he was ready for the drop himself.
So listen.
We have a good club.
Sean, you need a club.
That's my dog.
You need a club of Hurts supporters.
I'm liking
Israel's riding shotgun with
I'm liking where this is going.
610-632-0975. So many different things that I need to say about that phone call, but I'll leave it like this.
I've been lonely over here.
How about this? All right, and this is so Dutzy could even clip this. Jalen Hurts needs the Eagles more than the Eagles need Jalen Hurts. How about that? Jalen Hurts. You send Jalen Hurts to the Colts with Shane Steichen in that roster. They in the AFC Championship game? Are they winning a Super Bowl? As Donovan once said, I would say no.
I would say no.
Howie's really good at his job.
And there ain't 25 teams that would take Jalen Hurts over their current.
There's more teams that would take Jalen than Nick Sirianni.
Okay, yeah, but who would take Nick Sirianni?
I'm the best coach.
Never mind. I'm a Sirianni guy. Never mind. No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't say that.
Exactly.
I didn't say
Doing a good enough
that. Dump it.
Line. That's in my notes.
Hell yeah.
No, Sirianni guy. 610.
fertilize.
610-632.
That's it.
The number 1 seed who was so right about the A.J. Brown trade. We're going to give him his roses. Coming up next, Brandon Lee Gout in the Bleeding Green Nation, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, check it out, Morgenstern Hair Restoration. I was texting Scott Masseller, our program director, because I filmed a TV commercial with Morgenstern Hair 2 weeks ago now, maybe last week, I forget. But they need to come in. They want to do some B-roll of me talking on the microphone for the commercial, like me animated talking about Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, right? So look for that commercial coming up during Phillies games on NBC Sports Philadelphia coming up here in a week or 2 or 3 or whatever. But then you can see what my hair looks like. Then you can see why the hair team at Morgenstern Hair Restoration, because it really is, it's about where you go. You can see, oh, look, I saw this ad on Facebook or on Instagram. Look at that guy's hair. It looks great. Okay, if you think shampoo is going to regrow your hair like that, I got something else to sell you, all right? Morgenstern Hair Restoration, the most experience when it comes to hair. A team with over 30 years of experience in hair restoration. I had hair restoration done. I continue to see the staff. I have a great head of hair. And you know what I'd be looking like right now without Morgenstern Hair and their hair team? I'd be bald. I would have shaved my head by now because 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was shaving my head and I looked crazy. So I'm like, I got to do something about my hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Prevention, getting your hair back. There's topical treatments, non-invasive options. There's the hair transplant, which I had, and look at the results. 610-831-HAIR. 3 locations, Bala, Kinwood, Wayne, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 610-831-HAIR. Mention John Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
History in South Philly. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit MAD.org. Christopher Sanchez saw his scoreless streak end at 50 2/3 innings last night, but broke the record of 4 left-handers. Tossed to 7 innings, allowing just 1 run. The Phillies winning 3-2. They'll go for the second sweep of the Padres today. Don Mattingly after the game last night on Sanchez.
I mean, at some point it's going to end, but obviously Sanchi puts himself in the history books. Yeah, I don't know what else you ask. I know my vocabulary probably is not good enough for him right now, but it's just been amazing to watch.
We'll see if the Phils can get a second sweep of the Padres later on today. We're still dealing with the aftershocks of the A.J. Brown deal, who's already practiced with the Patriots. We're going to talk to the guy who guaranteed to us that A.J. Brown would not be an Eagle after last season. Brandley Gowton coming up in the next segment. Sixers president of basketball operations Mike Gansey has been officially announced today. Press conference will be on Monday. And the Knicks won Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night over the Spurs. This update is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has led inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
from a standpoint of, like, we just said it. Like, he's been asking for a trade. He clearly does not look emotionally invested in being here anymore. I think it's a stretch to be like, oh, they hire a new offensive coordinator, and that changes AJ's mind entirely. I mean, I just don't buy it. I think it's too far gone, and it's not ideal, and it's not what I want personally. Like, if I'm saying what's best for the Eagles, I don't think the Eagles get better by trading AJ Brown. There comes a point in time where it's the reality that's in front of you, and you can wish for it to be different, but that's not going to change the cold hard facts. And I just think it's kind of too far gone with AJ at this point.
That was Brandon Lee Gowton very early on in the process. Very early on.
Yeah.
In fact, I asked him.
Nice work.
I asked him if he was going to be traded. I forget exactly how I phrased it because I said, and he said, I asked him, I wanted him to say like 100% that he's going to be traded, and he said, well, I think there's a 0% chance he's back with the Eagles.
That's correct.
And our reaction was like, whoa, really? He's like, yeah. And then you had that right there. So without further ado, let's welcome and let's celebrate Brandon Lee Gowton, because if there's one person, especially early on, that said this guy is out of here, use your eyes. Don't listen to what other people are saying. It is the head man over at Bleeding Green Nation, Brandon Lee Gowton. BLG, congratulations.
Well, I appreciate you guys clipping something that makes me sound smart as opposed to the opposite. So, hey, I'll take it.
What does he win?
Nothing.
Oh.
Our admiration. No, I guess we could give you a phony Emmy or something like that. That's something we should do. We should do something like that. All right, a couple things to get to here. The overall return for the trade, a first and a fifth. Were you surprised? I was pleasantly surprised how he was able to get a clean trade, a first and a fifth.
I wasn't surprised. You know, there was a lot of chatter about 2020 first being the thing that would get the deal done. And I think, you know, there's been a lot of talk including from Howie Roseman himself about, you know, the value of future picks. And I think a lot of teams kind of undervalue that, in part because you don't have GMs who have the security to make trades to have those picks that then they don't even get to make down the road. And obviously Howie has that here. So I think the value is fine. Again, I brought up the example, and I think Howie or others have talked about it too, with Hassan Reddick. You know, the Eagles got that third-round pick this year. That became Markel Bell. You know, that's a pick they got for trading Hassan Reddick 2 years ago.
Yeah, you just had to wait. I guess my biggest surprise was when I say clean, this whole thing was orchestrated. This was almost like a movie script, and they executed it perfectly. Last year, A.J. Brown knew he was going to be traded. Going into the offseason, and then when the season started, he knew where he wanted to go, and Vrabel knew he wanted him. Like, this thing was so clean and smooth that he got traded to the Patriots. Remember, there was the talk on the Friday before. It's like, oh, well, this might take weeks. This might take months. There was the talk of the Jags maybe being involved. He was always going to the Patriots. I guess for a little bit he could have went to the Rams. But I was just surprised at, like, how clean it was. He does the podcast at 7 p.m. He's already up in New England. You know, like, this was done. This deal was done a long time ago.
Yeah, I think initially, you know, it could have been different. Like you mentioned the Rams. I think that sounded like it was a real thing before, you know, the medicals kind of scared the Rams off there. AJ had also put out a list, you know, reportedly of like teams he was willing to play for, certain quarterbacks, you know, being very noticeable on those teams. You know, I think like the Chargers, among others, were in there. But yeah, for a long time now, it became pretty apparent that this deal was pretty much done. And any kind of insistence that it wasn't was very silly. Like, oh, yeah, they definitely don't have this deal done. But, I mean, I think even going back to the owners' meetings, there was a real sense around the league that this was already agreed to.
BLG, again, we got some time, right? This is fresh, even though we've been talking about this trade for 2+ months. One thing that continues to be brought up is the love that all the players had for A.J. Brown. And I'm not here to deny it. I like A.J., right? Like, when you're one of the best of your position, I think it starts and ends there. But ultimately, you hear other things like he was, you know, a shoulder for certain younger players, so on and so forth. But my big question to you would be, from afar, I'm not a guy that was in the locker room, but can you be a good teammate, BLG, if you were reportedly requesting trades throughout the course of the season, even though you were having success as a team? BLG, let me follow up on that. Can you be a good teammate when your teammates have to answer those questions that yourself and your other your fellow coworkers are inside the locker room asking other players, you know, about the situation that's taken place? Like, I can list 4 or 5 items that, no, from afar, you cannot make the case that A.J. Brown was a good teammate if this is what's happening inside the locker room.
Well, I think more than one thing can be true, and I think it's in different regards. Like, was A.J. a good teammate to, let's say, like Cooper DeJean and Quinton Mitchell? Did he help them develop? Yeah, I think he really did, and I think that can't be underrated in terms of how good those players are. I mean, they're talented on their own right, but I think he also helped them, and iron sharpens iron and so forth. But your point about, you need guys pulling in the same direction, and clearly AJ wasn't. And I don't think it's a problem that at times he was willing to, voice things, but it's how he did it, which was, I think, not the most productive way when you're doing it on social media as opposed to keeping it in house. And I think he would tell you that too. He kind of even alluded to that in his interview that he did. He feels like he probably would have done it differently, maybe if he do it over again. But I don't think he regretted saying some of the things or raising some of the issues he raised, but just in how he did it. So I think he had good intentions a lot of the time, but again, didn't express himself in the best way all the times.
Brandon Legatton, Bleeding Green Nation. So, which now leads to Jalen Hurts, which is, okay, a lot of teammates. Seems like everybody loves AJ, but it's not just the teammates. It's the front office. The owner gave him a big hug after some social media stuff where he said you don't have to apologize, according to reports. Teammates, coaches, front office. I mean, it's pretty unanimous that everybody loves AJ. And then the story with Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler, which was somewhat negative towards Jalen. I mean, what are the Eagles organization? What are they telling us? They think about Jalen Hurts with all these things. That he's not getting a new contract, right? Like, would you say that going into this season that the Eagles organization is maybe they don't realize they're doing it, but they're telling everybody that they're not entirely sure about Jalen Hurts?
I think they're challenging Jalen, and I think they expect him to succeed. And why wouldn't you, from a standpoint of whenever Jalen's back is against the wall, he typically responds in a big way. That's really where he's at his best, I think, and I think he relishes that, really, which is kind of a funny spot to be in. You would think maybe, hey, okay, you establish yourself as a Super Bowl MVP, everything's in front of you, but it's almost like he thrives when there's adversity, whether manufactured or not. So, I think they're challenging him. I think they're, with this new offense, they're saying, hey, let's see it. Let's see it from you in this year. It's a big year from you. I think they believe he can do it, but I also think they really want to see it first before they make that next commitment to him.
I'm just curious, BLG, because AJ, back to him, because I can't let it go. He said at the press conference that, New England was heaven. So the 4 years he was here in Philadelphia, I'm just curious, what was it, cell block Philly, and Jalen Hurts was the warden? Was it jail here? Was it hell? Man, they had a pretty good run here. So how do you think he is connecting the dots? Do you think he is calculated to know that, yep, anything I say, they're going to pull the magnifying glass and compare it to Philly here?
Yeah, I don't think when AJ says that, he's saying it was hell here. Obviously, they had a lot of success. But I also, we saw the frustration at times, and that was real for him. And I think AJ is such a his emotional well-being, his mental health is something that is especially a big factor for him. He's talked about that openly in terms of, having dark thoughts in his past. So, that I think it really, really weighed on him at times. And I think getting away from some of those feelings is a relief for him because he feels like, okay, this is a new opportunity. Those frustrations, I get a new chance of this year. And it seems crazy to say, right, because he had so much success in Philadelphia and he had great numbers. But I think part of what makes A.J. Brown great is he thinks he can be even better. He thinks he can be the best receiver in the NFL. And I think at his height, we've seen that kind of talent from him. And I think that's what he's chasing. And he's almost never satisfied, which is kind of sad in a way because I don't think he gets to appreciate the success he's had. But again, I think that's what drives him to be an amazing player.
BLG, what's going on with the team? When are mini camps and what's the schedule here going forward with everybody?
Yeah, so they have an OTA practice, one left here, and then that's closed to media access. And they have 2 mandatory mini camp days next week. So we'll see some of the players who haven't been in town, such as Lane Johnson, here next week, presumably. So, it's their last chance to kind of get some work in here before training camp begins in late July. Obviously, the biggest thing is just, stay healthy, no injuries. And yeah, it's our last look at them before we get to see them in training camp.
Brandon Lee Gowton, Bleeding Green Nation, he's on top of everything the Eagles. And again, let's hear it for Brandon Lee Gowton. He was the lone wolf. Even BLG, when I was against the ropes and the ref was looking to get in there to stop the fight, when I didn't think AJ was going to get traded, you stood firm and you said, he's getting traded. So I give you credit for that, and congratulations.
I appreciate it.
All right, BLG. Thanks, buddy. Brandon Lee Gowton. And check out Bleeding Green Nation. He does such a good job. The staff over there does such a great job.
You know, and not being like in a joking manner, he is so good. Like those two answers that he gave us there about AJ, and you know, there are some people out there that like to roll their eyes, right, and not talk about Dana White to the, you know, the mental health issue. But the fact that AJ was really going through those sort of things and opened up, you know, BLG's there daily. Right, like we got some really good people that cover the Philadelphia Eagles, but man, BLG nailed it. A couple of those answers, that's well worth your listen. If we're going to replay something in the 6 to 8 hour, I definitely think we should do that. That was good.
All right, so we had Israel from Elkins Park say that 25 NFL teams would trade their quarterback situation for Jalen Hurts. So I wanted, without looking at it, what would you say, Sean? And here's the criteria. That right now they would take Jalen Hurts, not for the season, but they would bring in Jalen Hurts and get rid of their quarterback.
I like this game. I put Jalen as a top 15 quarterback in the league. So yeah, I think that I think he's a little aggressive with his number, but I like this game. I like this exercise.
Ray?
So I would love to go pull that back because I thought he said that if they were not going to pay him, there were ones that would pay him. Now he said $75 million, which I don't think there's 25 teams in the NFL.
But like he was exaggerating. So I want to try to make it simple because these teams would have to not have a quarterback.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. They would have to more or less be like, okay, I don't want Drake May. I'm going to get rid of him because I'm going to sign Jalen Hurts.
So let's go with the obvious ones first.
Well, so I'm going to go down right now. And
okay.
What do you think? How many do you think going in?
I think there's 20 that would.
20 teams?
That's a good number.
I'll take the under. I'd say it's closer to 10 than 20.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
New England.
No.
Buffalo.
No.
Dolphins, Jets, yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. 2.
Pittsburgh, 3. Baltimore, Cincinnati. Cleveland's 4. Jags, no. Texans?
No.
And Stroud's taking a step back.
Yeah.
I would think they would.
You would think they'd take Jalen Hurts right now over C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. It's been ugly.
We'll go 5.
Oh, all right. You're giving us one.
I'll give them 5. I'll give them 5.
Yeah, give us that one.
I'm thinking of, I'm considering.
Hey, man,
Let's go 5.
I like charity.
Tennessee, no. Denver, Bo Nix. I'm not a big Bo Nix guy.
They are.
But yeah, but and also like, what is for what they want to do in Denver? Is that really what Jalen Hurts? What Sean Payton wants to do, is that really Jalen Hurts? I don't.
Still on a rookie contract too, right?
Still on a rookie contract.
Yeah, so no.
They won 14 games last year.
All right, we're at 6.
Herbert,
No.
Chiefs,
No.
Vegas, and no, they have number 1 overall pick. Anybody in the NFC East?
Are you saying that we're going number 1 overall pick versus Jalen Hurts?
So here's the thing. It goes up again the situation. Any guy on a rookie contract you would take over.
Yeah,
dude. If Jalen Hurts goes to the Raiders, how many games do they win this year?
Oh God,
5.
If
is that Jalen Hurts' fault?
No,
like,
but I'm saying why?
But you putting in that situation?
But why would they want to? But why would they want to trade situations if they're getting rid of their number 1 overall pick for Jalen Hurts?
It's a different conversation than would you take your quarterback over that quarterback?
Yeah, you got to factor everything in.
Yeah, you're factoring
right.
everything in.
Right.
So we're still at 6.
Okay. Anybody in the NFC East?
Commanders, no. Dallas, no. Giants.
I don't think the Giants would.
Rookie contract.
No. All right, 6.
Bears?
No.
Packers? Vikings?
Yes.
Yes.
7.
Goff? Lions?
Maybe, but no.
Let's say no because we went yes
Correct.
somewhere else. Carolina?
I'm saying yes to that.
I would say yes.
All right, so 8.
Tampa? So I don't think
Baker on the way out.
I would say yes. But again, is Jalen Hurts the same Jalen Hurts that we see? Because here's the thing about it. If Joe Burrow can go to Cincinnati, which is a crap organization, and he's so good, he turns the organization around. LeBron can go to the Cavs and make them a championship contender because he's so good. Can Jalen Hurts go to a bad situation and make them a championship contender to where he matters? I don't know.
Well, not on that level. Again, Joe Burrow, one of the best in the game, and LeBron, you're trying to say he is the best in the game.
So Tampa, yes or no?
Ray?
I'd say no.
You say no, I'll go with no.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Agreed. Saints.
So we're at 10. We're at 10, right?
Saints.
Yes. They got the rookie deal, so it's like, yeah.
It's the
I
second
don't
round.
believe in the guy, so
Huh?
Okay,
I don't believe it.
you can go 11.
All right, we're 11.
Seattle. Rams.
No.
Niners.
No.
Arizona. Yes.
No, yes. So 12.
You got 12.
12 teams would take Jalen Hurts right now. And that's
the situation. To be
yeah,
clear.
yeah, just with the situation, but at the same time, I still don't even think like, all right, so give me one of the teams that we discussed. It was just based off of the rookie contract.
Knicks.
Who?
Dart. I mean, I like. Are we saying these quarterbacks are better than Jalen?
No,
because
but-
I'm not there on that.
No, but that's not the conversation. He had said that 25 teams in the NFL would get rid of their quarterback and bring Jalen Hurts in if he became a free agent. That's what he said. So of those, like, they're not doing that with Jackson Dart. He's a first-round draft pick making rookie money. They're not ready to win right now. Put Jalen Hurts on the Giants. What are they?
Well, so that goes to the conversation we have about Hurts, about like prove it year or whatever phrase you want to use to describe it. A lot of these guys are also in that window of like, oh yeah, you got to show me something. Like, how many teams are married to their quarterback right now?
I mean, this probably the same list
But
we just gave.
Here's my
A lot of these
follow-up.
rookie guys, like if you feel like you could put together a roster and you have a quarterback that could come in and do something for you, are you going to just commit to that rookie even after they're that young quarterback just because he had?
I think it's pretty clear that around the NFL, they think that Jalen Hurts deserves credit for being a winner, but that doesn't necessarily mean they think he's a great quarterback.
I think
That's fair.
my only pushback would be to bring it back to Israel, who's riding shotgun in my car. We're standing up for Jalen here. The club hurts. Still working on that. I would just say that all it takes is one team to pony up and give him that contract, and I think one of those teams would.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, but Kirk Cousins just got a guaranteed contract as well. What are we talking about? People do stuff all the time for a good. The point is that the whole league isn't just salivating to get Jalen Hurts. Let's go to Rashid. Rashid's in West Philly. What's up, Rashid? Rashid, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that the whole league is salivating, by no means. But I do think that there will be plenty of teams, out of the 12 we just listed, that would say, you know what, man? Are you kidding me? We can get Jalen Hurts here. They would go absolutely berserk to have him as the starting quarterback. There's a lot of dreck in the league. We got to agree with that. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, sure. Salivating to get Jalen Hurts. Can't wait to run the tush push. Can't wait to throw for 100 yards a game. Like, seriously, let's be realistic here.
I'm being realistic. He won 18 straight games. Like, I don't care how you do it. I just want to win. And for franchises like the New Orleans Saints that have been direct lately,
which is why I said they would take him.
Absolutely. Sure. So that's my point. Is like, wait a minute. All right. Like again, I think we tend to get a little carried away of how bad Jalen is. I get it. You look at his numbers last year, and I'm not even going to make this case, but his numbers were actually decent, right? When you look in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, the 25 touchdowns, six interceptions. Yeah,
right?
Pretty high completion percentage.
But I can't do that because I got to trust my eyes and my judgment. It was a bad season last year. It just was. It was. From start to finish, it was a bad season. As the quarterback play, I'm not going to sit here and deny it. And I loved what BLG said, man. I love it. Yeah, they challenge Jalen. And you know what? This is the time to do so. All right, Jalen, you won a Super Bowl championship. You've had a lot of success with this team. Let's put that in the past. It's on to the next. Didn't you say something about Bryce Harper? And you needed the next.
I needed a second act. The Fanatic cleats ain't doing it for me
Is this
anymore.
the second act of Jalen Hurts?
BLG said it, and I said the same thing. BLG's pretty much said the same thing that I've been saying. When challenged, he's always responded. He's done it in the NFL. He's done it in college, and I expect it. Now he's going to do it. And when he does it, you know what's going to happen? People are going to move the goalposts, and he's going to have to do it all over again. That's been the story of Jalen. When he does respond, it's not good enough for people. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Larry, if you want to hang, we'll get you on the other side. Also, coming up, and he doesn't want to hang. Coming up. Sorry, you got us at the wrong time during the segment. So we're going to do a Throwback Thursday question coming up in the third segment, Block C of the hour. But coming up next, Chris Sanchez made history last night for the Phillies.
Unbelievable.
We'll discuss it coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Historic night in South Philly. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Christopher Sanchez in the game last night got his scoreless streak up to 50 and 2/3 innings. Ended up losing it in the 7th inning. Goes 7 innings, allows just 1 run, and a Phillies 3-2 victory over the Padres. After the game, JT Realmuto talking about the scoreless streak for Sanchez.
That's definitely the most special run I've been a part of, and I got a front row seat to it, so I probably have the best seat in the house. No, he's just been exceptional for us. He's been that guy for years, and it's good to see how much recognition he's getting because this is how good of a pitcher he's been for a while now.
Phillies going for a second sweep of the Padres in a matter of 2 weeks, coming up later on today. Elsewhere in town, the Eagles, we're all still dealing with the aftershocks of the A.J. Brown deal. Not that it was a shock, but he's up there practicing with the Patriots already. Eagles now moving on. You can listen to our conversation with Brandon Lee Gowton of Bleeding Green Nation on our website or the Fanatic app. Sixers announced today officially that President of Basketball Operations, Mike Yancey's been hired by the team. He'll have a press conference coming up on Monday. And the Knicks won Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night over the Spurs. This update is brought to you by Taco Bell. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux boxes. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Freezes. Specialty drinks not included. Tax extra. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
And Christopher Sanchez is finally allowed a run after 50 2/3 innings. And here comes the crowd to their feet.
All right, there you go. That was last night after Chris Sanchez. My daughter and I, Lena, we were watching, and it was like he's not going to give up a run again. 2-out double, and then not a hard hit ball for the RBI single. In fact, it was so not a hard hit that there was a play at the plate, but still, if it's hit a little bit harder, he's probably out. But the streak ended, and Chris Sanchez gets a roaring round of applause, which I found. Here's the weirdest thing about the whole thing.
Yeah,
I was shocked that people were surprised that he got a round of applause. Or I saw a lot of like, man, only in Philly would you get a standing ovation after giving up a run.
We love to say that.
Well, like, why? He had 50 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball. I mean, I don't have to, I don't have to self-fellatio myself because we gave him a.
And we're not one to pass that up, I mean,
and Ray was I'm not flexible. Ray was a part of it too. I saw Luke put out a tweet. I think it was Luke Arcadia put out a tweet last night.
He's been a busy dude with all of his jobs. But I just want to follow up by saying, like, John, we're 50 2/3. That's great, but like, break it down even further, boys and girls. 190 batters faced over that time. 663 pitches thrown. And to not give up a run, that is just incredible.
Wasn't it dating back to April when the streak started?
That's ridiculous.
Or in June.
That's ridiculous. Every fifth day, Christopher Sanchez not only getting the ball and shutting them down or mowing them down, but shutting them out. Fantastic job. I'm giving him a roaring round of applause right now. And if I was at the ball yard, I would have done it as well.
Yeah, Luke said, I don't know if I've ever seen someone get a standing ovation for allowing a run. And like, I don't know. I didn't have that reaction. My reaction was, if he gave up a run anywhere in Major League Baseball, he would have gotten an ovation because it's history.
Yeah, I think Luke's being cute there.
I do too.
Funny, but from the standpoint of like, oh, this would only happen if no. I think we talked about it before the show that if Christopher Sanchez did this on the road in San Diego,
he would have gotten a standing ovation or an ovation.
Like maybe the Mets wouldn't have. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe
I was out there in San
would.
Diego when he passed the franchise record for the Phillies. I gave him a standing O.
Well, I would say
my three buddies did.
You would get the Bronx cheer, right, from like the New York Mets. Like, let's just say rival. He does it in the Mets at Citi Field, and he gives up a run. Like the Mets fans would actually be.
Here's my point.
A run.
Here's my point. I was waiting to see how long the ovation was when he gave up the run.
Okay.
Because it's like he's going to get a standing ovation when he gives up a run.
Hell yeah.
We all knew it. That's why I wasn't surprised. But anyway, like, Ray, you were surprised they got a standing ovation?
I just think it was good to acknowledge that it was great, the ovation he got. That's more where I was coming from this morning. It wasn't like, I need us to, like...
So you want Phillies fans giving credit for giving an ovation, essentially?
Yeah, I would like it. It's nice.
Why?
It was a great ovation. It lasted... I mean, we cut it off.
It's weird. That's weird.
Who got a better ovation, Trey Turner or Christopher Sanchez?
Sanchez was for doing good things.
And I'm not even trying to take away from the ovation. It was great, but I don't need to pat Phillies fans on the back. We're good fans. But like they gave a standing ovation to a guy that set an MLB and franchise record. Of course he's going to get a standing ovation. Who cares if he gave up a run? That was going to happen. The streak just ended. I don't know. Like,
can we give credit to the umpire then for going and clean a clean plate?
He did exactly what he needed to do.
I did that.
I was glad he did it.
I did that the other day at practice, man. I felt good. Took the glove out, cleaned off the plate. I'm like, what are we doing here, people?
Were you allowing a standing ovation to continue? That's why he did it?
No, what happened was the catcher, the coach, took a shot in the junk, and I needed to give him a little bit of a breather, right? So that's what you do.
That's also what they do.
Clean the plate.
You walk out to the pitcher, you throw the ball back to him.
You go to the ball boy, and you go, give me 4. Ball boy runs 4's over.
No,
it was ball boys over there.
To your point, can we give the umpire a standing ovation for handling it perfectly? It was a nice moment. I'm sorry that I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah, I understand splitting hairs.
No, I just found it strange that we had to pat ourselves on the back for giving him a standing ovation because it was after a run. It's fairly obvious why we were giving him a standing ovation.
Right.
More on Christopher Sanchez, and I was thinking about this last night because Roy Halladay is the most dominant, the 2-year run, in particular the first year, really the first 2 years. I've never seen anything like that, where he came into the game. It was like watching a football game every time he started. It was like watching an Eagles game every time he started. Not 1-on-162. Every start he made, whatever it was, 30 starts, 32 starts, whatever, in each year, it was you're watching an NFL game, you're watching an Eagles game, and it was like that. That was what he brought to the table. Now, while it's not like that with Chris Sanchez, I can tell you this because think about Halladay. He's so big, and he's intimidating, and he's up there and he's snarling, and he's dripping sweat, and and just like everything about him, it's like, wow, this guy is a monster. Chris Sanchez is really tall. He's wiry. But the surgical nature of what he does out there and the joy he makes when he gets a strikeout or he's got something personal that he feels like against Ozuna where he was striking him out and he was laughing and then he was mad and another time he struck him out. I've never seen anything like that from a Phillies pitcher. He goes up there and he knows these guys don't have a shot. It may not look as dominating as Roy Halladay because I don't know many pitchers that are as dominating as Roy Halladay. Like Randy Johnson, I would put in that same conversation, guys like that. That's not what you feel like when you look at Sanchez. But then when you watch the games, he goes up there, man, and he just dominates these guys with an array of pitches. He's throwing 96, 97-mile-an-hour sinkers. He's dropping that changeup whenever the hell he wants to. He's as good as anybody you'll ever see. It's certainly in a Phillies uniform, but right now, the run that he's on the last 3 years, he's up there with Roy Halladay. He really, really is.
The challenge is there right now for him. I mean, it's going to be tough because innings-wise, workload comparisons, like if you want to go that 2-year stretch, Halladay did 17 complete games, pitched nearly like 500 innings. Like it's going to be tough for Sanchez to get to that. But right now, Sanchez, I'm not saying he's going to have a 1.46 ERA for the season, but his ERA over last year, like from the start of last year to this point, is 2.18. Now, Roy Halladay, those 2 tremendous seasons was around, I think, a 2.40. So, like, you're looking at this is the most dominant stretch you've seen since Roy Halladay, and you're going to be pretty close because of how long he might be able to do this year in and year out going forward. You might be looking at a guy that 2 years from now, it looks crazy that we were even questioning whether or not it would be more dominant than Roy Halladay. Because it will be if he continues in this way like it's been over the last year and a half.
Barring injury, we're looking at one of the best starting pitchers in baseball year in and year out.
Yep.
The stuff's not going anywhere, and he just doesn't rely on velocity. He knows how to pitch. He's got multiple pitches. The changeup is the best. You had said this a couple weeks ago. Best pitch in baseball.
Yeah, analytically speaking. Is he having a better season this year than he did last year? Dumb question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then, which is funny because that was one of the things that my big talking point about the contract. It's like, why are you giving him? I get it. I understood why they did. But it was a team friendly. It was the friendliest deal in Major League Baseball, right? In all of sports, if you're honest with yourself. And I just said, I don't know if you should do that after the season. He just had a career year last year. There's no way he's going to have a better season this year. Foot and mouth.
Yep. He's that good.
I'll tell you what. You know who else is that good? And I hate to do it because I'm not trying to pour water on our guy, but Shohei Ohtani. Do you see what he did again?
Yep.
It's back-to-back scoreless starts, 6 innings previous one where he led off the game with a home run. Did it again yesterday, 6 scoreless innings.
His ERA is what, like 0.6?
0.74.
And then you get the Miz.
0.74. Yeah, same thing. You know what I mean.
Yeah. The Miz, every ball he throws is over 100 miles an hour, and he's good on top of it.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
What? I mean, look at some of these starting pitches in the National League right now.
NL Cy Young's going to be absurd.
Yeah, I've heard Jason Stark talking about.
We haven't mentioned Skeens.
Yeah,
we've had this conversation between the 3 of us. Skeens hasn't even come up.
Wow.
Skeens is an afterthought.
Yeah.
Just as far as futures are concerned right here, Shohei Ohtani that is MVP. Cy Young. Christopher Sanchez leading the way at plus 135. How about that, boys? And, oh, by the way, John Mark, since we are in the 11 o'clock hour, it is brought to you by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the course of the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Christopher Sanchez right now on DraftKings, plus 135 to win the NL Cy Young in front of the Miz, and Shohei plus 550.
How about that? As Ray once said.
There's value on Shohei.
Yeah. God, I hate it.
This guy needs more innings.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I can't do
agree,
the
Ray.
5 innings.
It's June.
Yeah.
It's back-to-back starts of 6+.
I need more innings.
No, but you know what? They want to give an MVP and a Cy Young to the same guy. Could you imagine?
God, they absolutely
With
want.
Dodger? Are you kidding me?
They are dying to give this award to Shohei.
And if he keeps doing it, he's going to get he's going to get it over.
Well, remember all the shift. There was a lot of shifting last year in August and September, right? So this award is not given out just yet.
We ran out of time. I wanted to bring up Casty getting DFA'd. And I don't even feel good about it. Everybody that was celebrating that, I didn't celebrate it. I like Casty. I like Casty.
They did him such a solid by not putting him down yesterday or 2 days ago. They did him such a solid.
Such a solid. They made him go all the way to Philadelphia, then be humiliated by being released in Philadelphia.
I entirely disagree with that.
Would have been worse to be
After the Phillies series.
After the Phillies series. The only thing he gets is he gets
San Diego, and then go figure it out.
But he did get to take the hat off, and he got an ovation.
You
which I
want
thought
the
was nice.
ovation?
He got the ovation.
I think they did him a solid.
All right, we'll talk about it coming up later on in the show. But coming up next, Throwback Thursday, we're going to dial back the clock to talk champions you hated. Sean Brace explains coming up next. Middays Remarks.
Got something to say about
right, we're back. Middays, Marks, John, Sean, Ray. Patricia Caputo said to me the other day, she said, do you walk around doing your sound drops?
Hey, Ray.
Because Trish, when she's driving in, it's during our show.
Yeah.
She can't get enough of the Hey Ray.
Yeah.
She was telling me she was walking around like down at Cape May saying, how about that to herself a couple of months ago.
How about that? Yeah.
So I'm glad we have an impact on people.
So I do the same thing. Hey Ray. The Hey Ray is great. Now, I worry that we're using it too much and it becomes annoying.
Yeah.
But Trish said to me, absolutely not. People love it. Hey Ray.
Kind of awesome. Like when you remove yourself from just the drop itself, Mike Schmidt came on these airwaves and lectured me about sunscreen. Like,
hey, Ray.
Yep.
It's kind of great.
Also, Trish, shout out. She's a good listener.
Yeah,
even when she isn't working, she listens to the show.
Yep.
Shout out, Trish.
And by the way,
what's that supposed to mean?
We have a good listener. We have one. We need more, but at least Trish is listening, right?
Yeah. Does she have a meter? Can she help us out with that? Go get a meter. Yeah, but also I think I deserve a little bit of credit because that just didn't come at the spur of the moment. I went into the Schmidt interview making sure. Because you just got sunburned at the All-Star or at the Phillies game, and Mike was coming on to promote that.
It was perfect. Yeah, nice work across the board by you, no doubt. Like you teed up Mike Bleep and Schmidt.
And I said, Mike, I need you to talk to my producer Ray. He got burned at the Phillies game, and I'm trying to talk to him, but he doesn't want to listen to me.
My eyes rolled so hard I saw my brain.
That's funny.
And he goes,
"Hey Ray,
hey Ray, what are you doing?" That's so good.
For the throwback thing, Uncle Jamie texted me, and it was actually something that I was talking about. I was looking at last night. So, how did they get Chris Sanchez? They traded Curtis Mead, who was a minor league outfielder, for Sanchez. Sanchez just had a good year, I believe, at high A in the minors, where his ERA was under 2. It was like 1.86. Curtis Mead never did squat, and that was Matt Klentak.
Yep.
I think it was a 40-man issue, so you can only have a certain amount of players on the 40-man roster, and I think they needed space, so that's why they wanted to move on from Sanchez because he was on their 40-man roster. Otherwise, they would have had to designate somebody for assignment, or they would have had to move somebody. So the Phillies. Now, is this a great move, or is this luck, or both?
Hey,
great move. Can I be a Curtis Mead truther for a second here?
Yeah,
because to be fair, when it comes to right-handed bats. He's had a better season than I think everyone on the Phillies at this point.
Is that right?
Nationals. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, again, low bar. You won the trade, but I'm going to give Curtis Mead his due.
But also not with the Rays.
Not with the Rays. Yeah. You won the trade by far.
What's he doing this year?
He got 8 home runs and over 800 OPS for the Mets.
I knew
Mets, for the Nats.
I knew he was a part-time player for the Rays, but I didn't know that. And I knew he was with the Nats. I didn't know he had 8 home runs.
Hey, man, you get credit for that. Any way you can get those type of guys on your roster, and oh, by the way, keep them, right? Because it goes hand in hand. You get all the credit because it reminds me of what's taking place over there in the NBA when I have to watch Champagnie. And, like, I don't care what took place. All I know is he was with the 76ers.
And now he's not.
And now he is literally hitting 6 3-pointers in an NBA Finals game. Like, what do you want from me? I don't care if it was Mac McClung. I don't care if it was something that nobody could predict it. I don't care. He was on the Sixers, and now he is ripping it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Like, as if it can't get any worse for the Sixers.
Well, believe me, it can. When the Knicks win the championship, it can. We'll talk about that coming at the second half of the show. Sean, it's Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday.
That's right. And it does kind of tee it up a little bit there. And it hit me, John. There was 2 minutes left in that game last night, and the Knicks obviously were going to run away with it. They won by double digits. They won by 10. Spurs were tired. Throughout the course of the game, I was saying to myself, damn, like it feels like San Antonio should be up by 20 and they're not. And that was troubling. And I knew that the Knicks were going to get them. John, I turned it off with 2.5 minutes to go. I am so sick of this franchise, the fans, Timothy Chalamet, Fat Joe, everything New York Knicks, that I can't stomach to watch these guys celebrate, to talk after the game. So if the Knicks are going to win the game, I'm out. 2 minutes, I shut the TV off, rolled over, went to bed. So it hit me. For this Throwback Thursday, I'm looking back at the champions that you hated the most, the team you rage watched or just skipped entirely. Any team from past championship runs, I want to hear from you. I think it's a perfect topic for this show.
On the Davis Honda text line, voice memo, text message, 610-632-0975. And I won't go the Tampa Bay Bucks after they won the Super Bowl. Like, that's different. That's just, like, it's the team that you legitimately, like, you hate.
Like, I'll take the 2009 Yankees off the table. Like,
yeah, but they're the Yankees.
Correct. So the Yankees I hate entirely, but they beat the Phillies, so that's an easy one.
Can I give you mine?
Please, go.
The Jose Reyes Mets.
Ooh, that's a good
David
one.
Wright, Jose Reyes.
Carlos Delgado.
Carlos Delgado.
Paul, who was the catcher?
Oh, Loduca.
There you go.
That crumb. Oh, God, I hated Paul Loduca. He's pretty good.
Yes, he was.
There's some talent on that Mets team.
It was Johan Santana,
Yeah.
Tom Glavine.
I hated that team.
Right?
Hated that team.
You're not alone there.
And because they were hateable, but also, I mean, Citizens Bank Park was wild during those days.
I heard.
Wild during those days. Ray, what's your first thought?
Well, if we're doing the whole you can't take a team to beat the team, even though this Knicks team did end up beating the Sixers in the playoffs, like for me, the 11 Cardinals, as a kid, like angry with the fact that the Phillies didn't do their job, and I didn't have the brain of like the Phillies should have beaten this team. It was I just watched Pujols and them celebrate while my hero crumbled to the ground towards Achilles. Like Ryan Terrio is the reason I'm not going to watch.
Oh my God,
that's a name.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Cliff Lee had a 4-run lead.
I hated
the
I hated the Giants worse than
That's
the
fair.
Cardinals.
Same.
I hated Cody Ross.
Cody Ross.
I think I grew to hate them
Pat.
more when they did the winning every other year thing, where I was like, all right, I'm so sick of this in 2014. It's like, give me something other than this Giants team to win the bleeping World Series.
They were really annoying. They were also really good.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Like Madison Bumgarner was big-time
Insane.
pitcher in big-time spots. Cody Ross is the one-year guy where he catches fire. It's almost like Mark Vantos from the Mets. He had the one good year, and then he sucked the following year. But I hated that Giants team.
I think it's a great question in honor of the New York Knicks, who are going to win it all, apparently, to Ray Dunn, who's the one
It's over.
championship. It's not over.
Never been so over.
Not over, Johnny.
Just crown him now. Just crown him now.
You
Do
want
the
to crown
parade
him?
today.
Then crown them.
I'm crowning him.
I have
It was a good game last night. I made it back in time from San Antonio. I don't know if you saw the picture. Yeah, I was at the game. I was at the game. I was sitting front row wearing my
was out
Knicks jersey.
yesterday.
Yeah, wearing my Knicks
Oh,
jersey.
that's right. I did see that. John Talk Media.
Yeah, somebody did an AI thing of me. In fact, so much so that I sent it to my friends, and one of them is a Knick fan, and he's like, "How did you get tickets for the game?" And I'm like, "It's AI, you idiot."
That's funny.
That's
Anyway.
crazy.
Jamie checks in. He says JCal_88, and he just said every Saban team. He never liked any Alabama teams. That's interesting because
I liked Alabama.
yeah, college football. I like domination, and they did exactly that. It was always them or Georgia at the top, but for the most part, Alabama.
I love Saban. I'm a huge Nick Saban fan. He's the best.
I'll give you one more from me.
Ohio State for me
Ooh, that's a good one.
is a hate the team, hate the face every year, no matter what. I hate them.
They didn't win it all, but they got to the Super Bowl. The 49ers.
49ers is a great answer.
49ers, I can't stomach that organization.
Well, I still hate them now.
Correct, same. Absolutely, same. Like Seattle last year, I'm like, please do it. Rub it in their face. Win. I had no issue with the Seahawks. 49ers, can't stomach them. I was loving when they blew that Super Bowl. Loving it. Going absolutely berserk. That was was that the Vegas one?
Love it.
No, that wasn't the Vegas one. Was it the Vegas one? I'm tripping now. Anyways, the 49ers, yeah, when they lost that game to the Chiefs, yeah, give me more of that.
Coming up, News at Noon, featuring a lot of Charles Barkley and an uncomfortable conversation with Gronk.
Oh no, I didn't go there. I'll let you
about
go
Gronk.
there. About Gronk.
I didn't want to go there.
I'm not going there.
All right.
I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
Well, I don't know what
Aaron Hernandez.
I don't know what the uncomfortable conversation about Gronk is. So we're not going Aaron Hernandez Gronk conversation.
Yeah, we're not talking about
All
what
right,
might
good.
have happened during the film session.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to Google that.
This is a PG-13 rated program.
Gronk did an interview where he was talking about maybe Aaron Hernandez was sitting in the back of the meeting room doing something.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
That's not what we're
Jeez.
playing.
We're not playing
Okay.
that. No. The kids are out of school in some places. They might be at home
With
listening.
Belichick? Wow, that's risky.
Well, maybe it was an offensive.
You put up with a
meeting.
lot for
I
a
don't-
start.
Could have been a tight
Right.
end meeting.
I mean, you're worried about Belichick. He's a murderer. All right.
Not the worst thing he ever did.
That's all coming up next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
History in South Philly. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Morgenstern Medical. Losing your hair and wish you could do something about it? Call the trusted team at Morgenstern Medical, because where you go matters. Call 610-831-HAIR. Christopher Sanchez saw his scoreless streak end at 50 2/3 innings last night, but he broke the record for left-handers. Tossed 7 innings, allowing just that one run. The Phillies winning 3-2. They're going for their second sweep of the Padres today. Don Mattingly after the game talking about Sanchez.
I mean, you know, at some point it's going to end, but obviously Sanchi puts himself in the history books. Yeah, I don't know what else you ask. I know my vocabulary probably is not good enough for him right now, but it's just been amazing to watch.
Also amazing to watch, Zach Wheeler goes to the Phillies today. Still dealing with the aftershocks of the A.J. Brown deal. Not that it was a shock, but he's up there now in Boston, already practicing with the Patriots. We talked to Brandley Gouton of Bleeding Green Nation earlier on the show about it. You can catch our conversation one more time on the Fanatic app, our website, or our YouTube channel. The Sixers made it official. President of Basketball Operations Mike Gansey's been hired. He'll have a press conference on Monday. And the next one, game 1 of the finals last night. This update's also brought to you by AAA Tire Auto Service. Save $50 on air conditioning recharge. Local AAA Tire Auto Service offer includes a free electronic multi-point inspection of your vehicle. Terms apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
You know, if we could actually take what Bill does when he comes in here and bottle that up and put that out, that'd be really good stuff.
Can we just start doing that type of radio, not even talk about sports?
Bill comes in here firing every day. I love it. I love it.
Bill wakes up in the morning and he thinks about what he's going to talk about on the show from the minute he wakes up until the minute he goes to sleep.
He comes in here.
A lot of us do.
Starts throwing stuff off at us, and you know, it's a good conversation.
And then he calls me when he leaves. Not every night, but
that's because the nights you and him don't talk, he calls me.
Calls you. Yeah, Bill needs to talk he's a talker. So, like, we talked last night. I think he called me after the show last night. We talked for a little bit.
I missed his call this week.
I'm normally doing well. Sometimes he'll call me and like I'm at I'll be at T-ball or I'll be at
6 o'clock.
It's 6:15. Yeah,
6 o'clock is
I
like
mean,
the
dinner,
worst.
Bill.
Yeah, but so if I'm home, we eat dinner early, I'm doing dishes or I'm like folding laundry. So a lot of times it's a good time.
He's always doing dishes.
Always doing dishes.
Always doing dishes.
The cleanest dishes in the Delaware Valley, right over here.
I'm just telling you, like as far as like mowing the lawn, nobody mows the lawn like me. Parking, I'm a great parker, and doing dishes, elite.
I can vouch for the parking thing. When we show up at the same time, I'm always impressed with the back end, how good it looks.
I'm team back end.
You're good. I mean, yeah, the back end thing to me, I'm trying a little hard, but if you're going to try that hard, you do it and execute it really well.
Why is it trying hard?
We get it. All right. You can control the wheel. Like, just pull into the spot.
No, the reason why you do it is you don't have because you have a 1994 Avalon.
He doesn't have the reverse
You have the
cam.
camera. The camera, you can back it up perfectly, and it takes you all the way to where you need to go.
If you could read those lines.
And then when you leave, you don't have to worry about backing up. Is there a car coming?
Yeah.
You can just pull right out.
My favorite is the people that like yell at you, like not knowing that you could see behind you. Like, like,
Right.
yo, I have a camera, bro.
Yeah.
I got a camera.
All right.
Not
I'm
all
good.
of us
I'm
do.
not going to smash into your car.
2026. I got a camera.
Anyway.
Yeah. Quarter century ago, they didn't have cameras in
That
the
is
back of
correct.
cars. So
They have AC
I'll let you know.
cars.
We're going to have to get Ray a new car, right?
I think we have a sponsorship with the text line, Davis Honda.
Okay, not a new car. How about a pre-owned?
Yeah, let's not get crazy here. Yeah, I can't go from the 2002 Avalon to something brand new and nice.
No.
Yeah.
Living in the city, probably not a good idea.
Oh, I don't care about that part.
You got to earn your keep.
What I'm saying is if you get a new car, you're parking on the street in the city.
There's nicer cars on my street.
Okay.
They would have to be really, really dumb to go for my car.
Well, it just it gets nicked up. People hit you when they're parking and things like that.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, the worst. All right, we have feedbacks on our drops, which we'll get to. But time for the news and then with Ray. What do we got?
Drums, please.
The news at noon with Ray Dunn. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. The news at noon with
Ray Dunn.
The news at noon.
I don't think we need anything other than that.
Here it is. The news at noon slightly transformed.
Big Skip
Ray
Bayless.
Dunn getting the people informed. Giving us the headline of local insanity of all these hot takes we hear every day. Reddick, Rivers, and Big Skip Bayless. If they say something, Ray's gonna tell us. It's the news at noon with Ray Dunn.
Oh, it's so good.
With Ray Dunn. News at noon.
Still going.
I love the fade out. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. Maybe outside of Big Skip Bayless. We're going to start with Charles Barkley. Famously hates Skip Bayless.
Oh, he hates him.
But he's driving in the lane. He went on PTI. So
did.
now he's doing a little bit of
He
ESPN
did.
stuff. He's not going through the full car wash, but he's at least looking.
I think that's because Wilbon probably pressed him, and he respects Wilbon.
And they're both in San Antonio together, so
Right.
you know, this is how you get him. But he went on there and he gave, I don't want to say a scorcher, but he gave a take, certainly.
Listen, I said this a few years ago. I think Brunson might turn out to be the greatest free agent signing. I'm not talking about LeBron and Kevin Durant and guys like that, but I think Brunson, if he's able to deliver a championship to New York, it'll be the greatest free agent signing in NBA history. Nobody knew he was going to be this good. Nope. I didn't. You guys. Nobody. When New York signed him, they didn't think he was going to be this good.
So there's two lanes we could go here.
Yeah.
We could break down the fact that he had the take or the take itself. To me, him having the take is a noteworthy thing. He's on an ESPN show giving out hot takes. Chuck?
It's not a hot take, but it is a take, and he's right. Because a max player is a max player. A guy that didn't make max money like Brunson, who was an under-the-radar signing, I maybe it was last week that I said this. One of the reasons why I like the Knicks team is that they weren't built on, okay, we have max contracts, LeBron's wanting to come here. Like the Heat putting Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Chris Bosh together, screw them. Right? Like, all right, you got lucky and LeBron wanted to go there. Like, is that really an impressive championship? It doesn't matter. They won championships. But, like, what the Knicks are doing right now, how they were built, is really, really impressive. And it's Brunson. It's Jalen Brunson. And some other great moves, too.
Yeah. If we're talking great, free agent signings, I don't know how you're topping Quentin Grimes. I mean, it's just.
But think about this.
Or Andre Drummond.
Think about this. They have a better chance to re-sign him because they traded Jared McCain. Remember. By the way, Daryl Morey's still not been heard from. He's put out one tweet since he got whacked. He didn't even change his bio. It still says that he's the president of basketball ops for the Sixers. He had one tweet, and it's because someone passed away. I forget who it was, and he wanted to put that out there, and it was, a smart move by him. But I'm still waiting for the thank you, Philadelphia. We didn't get it done. We had a lot of good times here. Ultimately, I didn't get my job done, which is to give you guys a championship, but thank you for everything.
Does he release it like 9:30 on Monday morning? Right
I'm thinking
ahead of
more
the
like
press conference.
2031 is when he's going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think we get it.
2031.
I don't think we get it, but it would be great if he did it Monday at 9:30 right before the press.
I do know this much, that Daryl Morey is in the DM streets, though. All right, so he's not out and about, but he is DMing certain people, and I think more so that have supported Daryl Morey in past on his way out. So he is active, but he's not active out there to G-pop like us.
Right. He's DMing people that are big fans of him. Or at least have been big fans, because that he worries more about that than anything else.
He's
what
a
people
weasel.
are saying. He is a total weasel.
He's a weasel.
And at least Sam Hinkie, who had the manifesto, at least he put that out there. It was something.
Oh, it was something.
It was
no, it was something for sure. But at least he had that, because you know why? Morey doesn't believe it's his fault.
What do you want to hear from Daryl Morey?
What I just said. Which is Philly, thanks.
Yep.
I gave it my best. I felt like we had a good run. Ultimately, we didn't have it done. He doesn't need to grovel. He doesn't need to admit defeat or anything like that. But what always bothered me about him was, I'm the greatest. I came in and the organization's better than it was when I took over. My ass it is. You can go back and you can find quotes where he said that they're in a much better situation now than when he took over. No, they're not. Right? I long for Brett Brown. I really, really do. At least I like the guy that was messaging me.
Bottom line, those two contracts with Paul George and Joel Embiid, people refer to them as the two worst contracts in the NBA. That's saying something. If you have one of the worst contracts in this league, in that league, I think you deserve some credit.
Embiid isn't on that new contract, and I don't blame Morey for anything with Embiid. I really don't. You're never winning anything without Embiid being healthy and ready to go. You're not. So I can't blame Daryl Morey for not winning a championship, but I can blame Daryl Morey for getting the Sixers no closer to a championship. And you know what? His lack of humility is what pisses me off. It really is. Like come on, dude. You're not the worst GM in the world. You weren't treated. Was he treated poorly by the fan base? I don't think so.
No. Hell no.
I don't think so.
No.
And they called for his job when it was justified to call for his job.
Yeah, when they got fired.
But even then, there were plenty of people on the other side saying, "Wait a minute, he's a good drafter. He does all this, positives."
Even I said that.
Okay, so we've been really fair towards Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey, excuse me.
Yeah, we can call him Daryl
Morey.
We're going to continue with Charles Barkley here because inside the NBA, with the finals being in San Antonio, continued one of the greatest bits in television and played the greatest hits of Charles Barkley talking about the women of San Antonio.
You know, I think it's a great city, but they do have some big old women down there. We gotta go. Come on, if we gotta go down to San Antonio, all them big old women down there. They be whooping them shit. None of those. But you couldn't do that to them big ass women in San Antonio. I got two words for them. I'm full. What about Victoria? It's a secret. I told you. Them cute underwear, they're secret. Why do you always take him down this road? What they be wearing? Bloomers. Danny panties. Do me one more favor. Just let me see the churro eating. Get one between them big old women be eating those churros. I want to apologize to the women of San Antonio. I had churros last night. I see what all the excitement is about.
And now?
Gina Ortiz Jones is the mayor of San Antonio.
That's right. All set with him.
Sorry to spring that on you, but...
She then goes and says that they don't teach humility in class.
Well, you should have had that part.
Yep, should have had that
That's
part.
the part where she took a shot, and then Charles was like, San Antonio fan, they know I was just kidding around. It was awkward.
It was awkward.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
definitely. Definitely awkward. I mean, this is going on 16 plus years of Charles
Is it
Barkley.
that many years?
2009 or 2009, 2010. He's been making those jokes, or when he started to. So I just am a fan of him being himself and not having to apologize, and everyone just realizing it's a joke and LOL and keep it moving. But definitely a little awkward with the lady mayor of San Antonio.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Good stuff, though. All right, Ray, what else?
All right, last one for you. We have to have an uncomfortable conversation about Gronk. Not about what Gronk's experienced inside of a film room. We're not going into that conversation. And if you want to look that up on your own time, look that up on your own time. But Gronk talking about financial advice on with Busted with the Boys, and I might have a theory.
Now, here we go. This is just simple advice. You don't need the $200,000 car as you're a rookie, you know. You just need to get that, $60,000 car. Yeah. I mean, it's basically just as flashy. It's not going to make you more of a man, being in a $200,000 car, than $60,000. So, I mean, unless you truly I'll play better if I pull up in this Rolls Royce, right? Yeah, in this Rolls Royce as a young buck. But also as a young buck, I mean, you start getting on that train right away and buying everything, all the jewelry, all the cars, nice cars that depreciate in value the second you pull out on the lot.
This is not the first time he's done the whole money management thing.
Yeah.
Where he's been telling people how they should spend it. He's an idiot. But
smart with money.
Oh, yeah.
He might actually be so smart that he has leaned fully into being the idiot as a way to take all of our money and keep himself out there forever. I don't think Gronk is as dumb as I want to believe.
I think he plays into it.
I think he's played way too deep into the idiot thing where he's like, I'm going to just do this for the rest of my life. And I'll just be lovable Gronk that, people think I need a pat on the head when I say something.
Yeah, I don't.
He's also a caveman, though, so let's not go too far.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too nuts. But to your point, he's leaned into it. It's a bit.
I think he's realized where his lane is. Mm-hmm. And I think he might be smarter than we gave him all credit for.
No, he's definitely not an idiot. For sure. I mean, he's an idiot, but he's definitely not an idiot.
He's not an idiot.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you mentioned this, but he never used his football salary, his NFL salary. He endorsements and everything else.
Yeah.
And his endorsement money came largely from the fact, I mean, obviously he's a great player, but he built this character for himself where he was just kind of this dope that caught footballs and just partied.
Well, you're insinuating these guys are soze, where he.
I'm thinking that we might have to have an uncomfortable conversation about how smart Gronk is.
You turn the light off, and all of a sudden it's like, did you know Gronk was valedictorian in his high school? And he starts talking about that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't think he's a valedictorian, but I think he might have good perception of everyone.
Were you valedictorian?
I was not. No.
Close.
Top 30, maybe.
I couldn't even spell valedictorian.
Yeah, I couldn't even
say
it. Victorian.
And here's something funny for you. You ready for this one? The wife, she loved Gronk. Kelly O loved some Gronk.
Really?
Oh yeah, she was a big fan. I mean, it doesn't shock you, right? You're not gonna sit.
Are
there.
you likening yourself to Gronk?
Are you
right
saying
now?
that she thought he was sexy, or if she was a big fan?
Yeah, I'm sure she wanted to be gripped up by Gronk.
Really?
Back in those days? Well, Gronk is Gronk, man. He was on top of the world.
Chuckles DMs me and says he's a smart meathead. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a meathead.
Bill-esque.
I mean, again,
he's a really smart meathead.
All right. Yeah,
but he's the Michael Jordan of Gronks.
I mean, okay, so what does he do? He's got a FanDuel sponsorship that he's with forever. I'm sure he's got some protein deal that, let's not make him out to be something that, like Einstein, that you're trying to do here,
Well, he got that because he leaned into the whole I'm an idiot thing.
Well, he's not leaning into it if that's who he is.
I think he's smarter than we give him credit for.
I bet you there is a little hamming it up for the cameras, no doubt. But at the end of the day, Gronk is who Gronk is, a party animal. He hosts a cruise with his brothers.
And apparently everybody was on ecstasy during the cruise.
Let's go.
Smart.
I'm in.
That's good branding.
Yeah.
Cruise on
ecstasy? With his meathead brothers. That's true. Hey,
could you imagine that? Just think about this as a parent. Could you imagine what their grocery bill was with 5 kids, 5 meatheads like that?
I used to ask Baldy, because Baldy, if you think about Brian Baldinger, he had a brother that played in the NFL.
Yep.
Richie. He had, I think he had another brother. I don't know if he played in the NFL, but he was, not like, it's not Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They don't get me, and then the other are Baldingers. His younger sister was an original American Gladiator.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about that. He had a brother by the name of Gary Baldinger and Rich Baldinger.
So I think didn't Gary play in the NFL too?
Gary Baldinger. Jeez, Gary played 6 seasons in the NFL.
Yeah, so there's 3 NFL players and then an American Gladiator.
What was their grocery bill like?
So I used to ask him. And he said a loaf of bread didn't go very far.
Massapequa High School in New York.
Yep, from Long Island. And he used to talk about they had never the old, like the Clark Griswold the station wagon. So the Baldingers had that kind of station wagon. And I was like, what did that, when you guys were taking a road trip, what did that station wagon look like? Could you imagine flying in the back, going back in the back?
One of them acting like Team Wolf on top of the roof. Who is it? Which Baldy brother is doing it now? They had to make a name for themselves in high school. The Baldy brothers?
Holy cow.
Jeez.
There's something.
Anyways, Rob Gronkowski, scientist. Who knew?
Let's get to T in Delco. T's got something on Sixers free agent signings. T in Delco, what's up, buddy?
Yes, T-Love.
T-Love.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
Hey, listen, Charles Barkley, as a former Sixer, you know, how is Moses Malone's name not
Trade.
mentioned when he's talking?
It was a
free
trade.
agent signing.
It was a trade.
Huh?
It was a trade.
It was a trade?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a good one, though.
All right.
A good
It's a
one,
great
T-Love.
Okay. I was curious.
So what would be the best Sixers free agent signing? I don't even...
Free agent. Free agent means they got him from someplace else.
Free agent means that they didn't...
Who did they trade? Who did they trade for Moses Malone?
I think Caldwell Jones is a part of it. Let me pull it up right now. He became a restricted. All right, so hold on. He became a restricted free agent. He signed an offer sheet with the Sixers. The Rockets franchise was sold. New owner said that so they agreed to trade Malone to the 76ers for Caldwell Jones and a first-round draft pick. So you're not wrong because they signed him to a restricted free agent contract, but the Rockets said, hey, we're going to match it unless you give us something. So that's what they did. So I'll give it to you, T-Love. I appreciate it.
But it also goes into the fact of who Moses was with the Houston Rockets, what career he already had, versus what Brunson was with the Dallas Mavericks and what he's doing now.
Right. Moses was an MVP.
Correct. So
and Brunson was looked at as being a...
Moses was brought in to get over the hump. Brunson was just a guy to bring him in and, like, start establishing culture and winning and somebody that could run the point guard. Like, good grief, what he's doing. Dude, he had 12 points in the fourth quarter again. He's hitting shots as he's falling down. He's the smallest dude on the floor besides him and Landry Shamet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hate the game. I didn't hate them winning last night.
Well, you know what, John? They're going to win probably 2 more. This is going 7. This is heartbreak city for the Knicks.
Good.
Telling you right now, Ray, it's not over.
I'm not backing down.
Over.
I'm not backing down. Ray thinks it's over. I'm not backing down from I'm going to root for the Spurs, but I'm also watching the games. And, like, I just can't, like, when I watch the Knicks play and they win, I feel like it makes me feel better as a Sixer fan because it's shoving it down the Sixers' throat. It's like, hey, listen, why don't you freaking make some moves and get us here? How many years do we have to deal with this? Now we're starting back over, and you have Joel Embiid. Are you keeping Joel Embiid? We're going to try this again next year? Like, please no.
Well, we're going to hear more about it on Monday with Mike Gansey.
Oh, that's right. The introduction of the new president of basketball operations.
Apparently he had some good skills at West Virginia. His highlight film is pretty good.
Really?
Now, I don't know if that matters this day and age, but you know.
2 real basketball guys. You don't have, a Hinkie or a Morey. You have 2 real basketball guys.
Put your calculators away.
Deep team. Hey, Ray, what's the feedback on the drops? Earlier, we were talking about how Trish Caputo was telling us that she walks around her house doing the Hey Ray.
Hey Ray.
Yeah, we got someone that texted the text line. They just say who, like Bernie from Broomall.
Oh yeah.
We don't play that. We don't play that though.
No, we don't. But they stuck
They
with them
still
for so
do it
long.
for that
For
many
so
years.
long, yeah, that they do the who.
It is Throwback Thursday.
And we got people trying to rank drops as well. Their favorites that they got. We got this one.
That's the funny thing that makes me chuckle.
As a top 3, and we don't even use it that much.
Yeah, I don't know.
This has got to be up there.
They said I was a diva.
That's a new addition.
We All Fertilize was one that came in.
We use that.
We all fertilize.
Yeah.
Shame on me for not having that A.J. Brown in there earlier because that was just tremendous.
What's a better? How about that?
How about that?
Or
How about that?
Yeah, the original. Nothing beats the original.
I kind of like the new one.
How about that? I think I like
Luck.
the new one just because I can feel my brain reaching for a how about that in the 88th minute of that game.
We're when we talk about the drops, we're not talking about Bernie drops. We're talking about this show specifically. So this is this show.
We have a good club.
And then this is our show.
We have a good club.
And then we have this.
Fine line.
Fine line.
I can't look at a menu the same without thinking about Dave Dombrowski. We have a good club.
Right. No, I mean, it's the same thing. I see people and they'll be like, we have a good club.
I do get this one a lot. A lot of people always say this to me.
That's a great one.
All right.
We have this new one.
I'm down on the Phillies.
Right.
That's a good one.
And that's in my notes.
That's a good one.
What's the reasoning behind that?
That's a great one.
And my personal favorite.
Man, Sean's here at all hours of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this one.
I mean, again, like we have 4-time NBA champion here.
That's a good one too.
Let's go. This is bad. This is very,
Stephen
very
A.
bad.
Yep.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
good club.
That's
The guys are dragging is one that I use now in my personal life.
Come on, man. Misread
the calculation.
That's a strong one.
Were we in a debate?
610-632-0975. 610-632-0975.
Hey, Ray.
I don't know.
That's a good one. The Adam Schefter, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Coming up, Jalen Hurts. Has he been treated unfairly? We want your reaction to the conversation we had earlier. Sean's very upset, and he doesn't feel like Jalen's been treated fairly. A.J. Brown's traded. Jalen looks like the bad guy. Everybody's saying goodbye. All the Eagles teammates, everybody inside the organization. It's like, oh, A.J., you're the best teammate ever. Meanwhile, crickets when it comes to Jalen. We have texts coming up on that. Your phone calls as well, 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another masterpiece from Christopher Sanchez. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Yeah, the scoreless streak is over for Christopher Sanchez, but last night, 7 innings, just allowing the one run in a Phillies 3-2 win over the Padres. The scoreless streak ends at 50 2/3 innings, the longest ever for a left-hander. After the game, is catcher JT Realmuto talking about it.
That's definitely the most special run I've been a part of, and I got a front row seat to it, so I probably have the best seat in the house. No, he's just been exceptional for us. He's been that guy for years, and it's good to see how much recognition he's getting because this is how good of a pitcher he's been for a while now.
Phillies going for a second sweep of the Padres today. Still dealing with the aftershocks of the A.J. Brown deal. Not a shock that he's gone, but now having to look forward to what this team will be and look back at the tenure of A.J. Brown. Brandley Gowton joined us earlier on in the show to talk about that. Catch that conversation one more time on the website, the Fanatic app, or the Fanatic's YouTube. Sixers president of basketball operations have been officially announced. Mike Gansey will meet with the media on Monday to begin his tenure as the president of basketball ops. And the Knicks won Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night. This update is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. Always have a place at MAD. Call 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the NBA Finals. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're back. Middays with Marks. Sean Brace just had alerted me it's Mike Vito, our, what's his official title?
Vito.
Vito, what's his official title?
Broadcast coordinator?
Okay. He's in a management role.
He does it all. He's Mr. Fix-It.
It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Vito! Vito.
Let's bring a cake down to his office.
Oh, he's not here.
Oh. Happy birthday, Vito.
So, because Ray said he took off for his birthday, which I find perfectly fine. You seem to kind of...
This is always an interesting one with me. Because I love birthdays. I celebrate them. You know that. I go nuts.
Do you take off for your birthday?
I don't believe I ever have.
Okay. Because I believe I have, but so there are people that take off for their birthday every year. Like, it's my birthday. There's no way I'm working on my birthday.
Okay.
I've worked more birthdays than I certainly than I haven't.
I've worked Jesus' birthday before. All right.
But I'm also December 19th. So sometimes, depending on where you are, you're in the holiday book for radio.
Correct.
You take some time off around the holidays. So there have been times that I've taken off, but I've never taken off specifically because it's my birthday. If I'm going somewhere for my birthday, if I'm going away, okay, then I'm going to take off. But I'm not it's my birthday. I'm not
working.
I'm not working on my birthday. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
So is that your point?
You know, look, I'm not one of these guys that wants to tell you how you should go about your business, but I'm just telling you how I operate. If exactly what you just said, if there's something happening, a vacation, we weave it into the fact that it's my birthday, great. But if I don't have anything going on, it's okay, happy birthday. I was here for my birthday, remember?
I do.
You guys brought me a cake and
Ray was here for his birthday?
Monster Energy drink.
True.
Right?
Just interesting.
I mean, I haven't been a professional for very long, so I don't really have a history on this. I've worked pretty much every birthday.
And I love the birthday celebrations.
Yeah, I typically don't even mention it, and it just goes another day, and there's no celebration, which is perfectly fine with me. That's actually what I'm going for.
God, dude.
Yeah, I just like to have the day. I don't even mention it.
I mean, you don't blow any candles out?
Well, at home.
Oh, okay.
Not here.
All right, well, yeah.
No, but I don't like, you wouldn't know it's my birthday because I don't say anything. One year, my Aunt Kathy called in, and
Hi, Aunt Kathy.
and it was like, let's go to Kathy, and it's like, happy birthday, Jonathan. It's his birthday, and it's
Great.
like, oh, like I'm not against it, but I'm also not, because I've seen people that, here's my Venmo and my Cash App on their social media.
That's Ray. Ray does that.
No.
Buy me
please.
a drink.
How
Here's
about
my
that?
Cash App.
I love the tweet where you take a screenshot of the balloons on your profile, like, oh, how did those get
I know,
there?
I know. The Instagram stories, you're alerting people that it's your birthday because people put happy birthday such and such, and then you put it back up.
So that's I've got like conflicted feelings on that about the reposting it. I just like giving them a like. Oh, thank you for doing that. I don't really want to do the repost there.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay if people want acknowledgement it's your birthday, because I always give a happy birthday if I see it.
you
Right?
are.
I like to say happy birthday to people.
Happy birthday,
But do you-
Vito.
Are you keeping track of who's wishing you a happy birthday?
No, I don't care. No, but I like when it's somebody's birthday, I want to say happy birthday to them. In fact, I make sure they're logged in my phone, so then it comes up on my.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I have former coworkers that I'll give them a happy birthday because it's in my calendar.
They have an app for that now.
Really?
Like it's just a birthday reminder app. My friend has it.
So the question is, and this is good for the Davis Honda text line, or if you want to slide in with a quick phone call, taking off specifically because it's your birthday, not because you're doing anything like Vito did today.
Interesting. Now, we don't have confirmation either.
Well, I don't want to.
I love it.
I don't want to.
I know. However, I will just say.
He might be going to the Phillies game.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good on that. But,
we know the people that take off for their birthday.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to work on their birthday.
I
and they want to celebrate the birthday.
I love celebrating my birthday, man.
But you look down on people that take off for working on their birthday.
No, just, you take inventory, as they say.
Say that you don't respect Vito anymore.
No,
Do it
that's
right
not
now.
the case.
All right, so let's go down the list. Carl Larulo, does he take off for his birthday?
Hell no.
Ricky. Yeah. But he wouldn't tell you it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Is there like
he would be on the golf course, I think, for that.
Is there an age cutoff too? Like, I feel like if you're 30, sure, I don't have an issue, right? But as you get a little older, really, you're calling out for your birthday?
Well, I mean, taking off. Salciunas?
No.
No?
Kincade?
I think Salciunas and I got through a full show, and I didn't know it was his birthday.
I agree. We have the same birthday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
get
you
out.
and I have the
Nice.
same birthday. Kincade?
Yes. No, he takes off for his birthday. I think that's an excellent
No, I
thing.
know he takes off. No, it's a lock.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Connor would.
It depends
Yeah.
to me. Connor might actually be like a day after guy.
Ooh.
Because he would do like the night of his birthday, and then
Correct.
the day after he wouldn't want to wake up.
Which counts the same.
That's that's next level. That might be even worse.
They celebrate in Fishtown.
I love
They
it.
do.
Yeah.
When it's Connor Thomas's birthday, every bartender requests to work.
That's great.
Oh, nice. All right, well, there you go. So, Vito, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Vito.
All right.
Enjoy your day off.
Ray, do you have the Jalen Hurts conversation, which we're going to get hot and heavy on again? Russ Joy is going to join us, the Joy of Sports. Russ Joy coming up at 1 o'clock. We can talk about it with him. Because I do, like, when you hear me talk about Jalen Hurts, you'll often hear me kind of contradict myself because it really is one of these situations where not a lot of it makes sense. The entire Eagles situation doesn't make sense. The head coach, a lot of people don't want to give a lot of credit to. James Palmer said it to us the other day. He doesn't know how many teams would be interested in hiring him as a head coach. He's been to 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. His team has made the playoffs every year. No one respects him. Jalen Hurts is often ranked outside the 15 in a lot of these quarterback lists. Does he get ultimate respect nationally? I don't believe so.
So I think it's a number of things. And this conversation started from 2 days ago where we ended the show and we were yelling at each other. And I just simply asked you, do you think that Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, the Eagles organization, are excited about Jalen Hurts being the starting quarterback for this upcoming season and putting everything to the side of like substance, contract, all that? What BLG said, like, hey, this is what they want to do. They want to challenge him. Oh, no. I don't think I'm getting enough backup. They're not standing by their man, point blank in the story. Howie Roseman had an opportunity to give us a little bit more back on April 14th after the Tim McManus ESPN article that was had 13 sources about how bad of a leader Jalen Hurts is. And, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but at the same time, not very much liked inside the locker room is what I took away from that article. So I just feel like, okay, when your man is being unfairly criticized, shouldn't you step up and have his back, especially when you've had the success with Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback? And, oh, by the way, you know that he's going to be here for the future. He's going to get a contract extension. We all agree with that. I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more, like enough of the negative conversation around Jalen Hurts. That's got to go away. This guy...
They said I was a dude.
Is no longer here. Now we need people to pony up and appreciate Jalen for everything he's done and what we believe he can still do. That's all I'm saying.
All right. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I have a lot of feedback from my text line on the birthday situation. Not from Vito,
Okay.
just from people out there. Taking off on your birthday, is it soft? Many are saying yes. Sorry, Vito.
Oh, man.
All right, let me put some parameters on it. If it's a 0 or a 5, I'm okay with it. 40, 35, 30, 25.
A big one.
21.
Not 42.
Not 42. Not 47. Not 37. No. You got.
What about if every year you take a vacation on your birthday? You say, you know what? I'm going on vacation every year on my birthday. To me, that's perfectly acceptable.
A little bit of eye behavior there.
Yeah, it's just you're putting yourself before the organization, before your job.
No, you're taking time off.
No, I mean, like, is this a vacation? You just taking the vacation? Is it like you and your spouse? Is it you and the family?
I mean, I don't know if you're going away by yourself. That would seem odd if you have a family.
Listen, I don't know. There's a joy of sitting in a bar alone.
It's about...
Yes, there is.
It's about...
Yes, there is.
To two heavy drinkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about...
Great.
It's about taking off on your birthday. And it's like, for me, taking off on my birthday to not do anything, I'm not doing. Taking off my birthday because we're going up to New York for the night,
Different story.
I'm great.
Yes.
Right.
Taking off my birthday every year because every year on my birthday, we're going to go take a vacation somewhere. Taking a vacation every year is a good thing for you.
Correct.
And if I'm doing it on my birthday, it's more about taking a vacation than my birthday. Going out with Ray on my birthday because I want to go get drunk during the afternoon, to me, isn't me.
That sounds great.
That sounds like a birthday I'd celebrate.
That would be
Especially
Ray.
right now. It's 80 degrees out there.
How about that?
88 today.
Beers will go down like water.
Coming up next, more feedback, more phone calls. Myles Garrett got dealt to the Rams. Micah Parsons called it shark-infested waters in the NFC. Where do the Eagles stack up with that? That's coming up. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
I look at AFC's AFC is cool. Like there's a couple sharks, but the NFC is shark infested. You know what I mean? Like it's different football. It's like playoff football every week. I mean, there's not really weak opponents in the NFC. I'm gonna put it like that. So I know AFC's top heavy. The predictions is pretty much the same every year.
As Micah Parsons, who's not going to be ready to play until mid-October at the earliest.
Ooh.
We're back. Middays, the Marks, John Sean Ray.
Hi.
So right now, if you looked at all the NFL teams, and he's right, the NFC's very good. And the Lions weren't as good last year. I still think they're very talented, and they could win 12 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Where do the Eagles now, where are they in the equation? Where do you think? The Rams, everybody's going to put the Rams number one.
Hard to argue.
Right.
Probably look. They catch that punt. You heard me say it 100 times. They catch that punt. They're in the Super Bowl. They probably win it all.
Yep, I agree. Yep, yeah. That, like special teams really screw them. It's crazy.
A ton last year.
Yep.
There was an interview with McVay. He was talking specifically about. It was a podcast. I'm sure you caught it. It was. They were talking about the Jordan Davis blocked in a return. He's like, I think he said peyote. I think he threw peyote out there.
Really?
I think McVay has tripped before.
Okay.
I bet if you know about peyote, I think you've tripped.
Probably.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like otherwise you wouldn't even know what it is or how to pronounce it.
That's a deep cut.
It is.
Peyote.
There you
go for some of that right now.
All right, Super Bowl winner, the odds-on favorite, plus 550 for the Rams.
Yeah.
All right, who would you say? And I'm looking at the BetParks app right now. All right. Who would you say is second? It's tied with two teams.
In the NFC?
I'm going to go. We'll do AFC and then we'll analyze the NFC.
Well, they always have the Bills and the Ravens.
Bills and Ravens are plus 1,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Next, an NFC team.
Well, you got to go Super Bowl champ.
Defending champ Seahawks plus 1,100. Then you have the Chiefs at plus 15.
Yep.
The Lions at plus 17.
Okay.
Chargers and Eagles also plus 17. So let's look at the NFC. Rams, yes. Seahawks, yes. Lions, is that a shark? Shark-infested water? They're a good team.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles?
I think so.
Niners?
You're dangerous with Shanahan as the head coach. He's really good at what he does.
Ray, Niners? Meh. I'm kind of men.
Really?
They've lost a lot of talent.
Yeah, but still, it's Shanahan. Still got their quarterback.
Good division. They're the third team in that division for me.
All right. Well, let me look at this real quick. What would you put their win total at? San Francisco 49ers for this upcoming season.
10-11?
9.5.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's what I would have had.
Wow. All right. I'll take the over on 9.5.
Green Bay plus 2,000.
Definitely.
Bears plus 2,500 and the Cowboys plus 2,500. Very interesting. So there's not a lot of faith that the Bears are bouncing back this year.
Whoa.
And that people are picking the Bears to win the Super Bowl. That's not this person, not me.
People being Sean.
Yeah. I find myself falling into one of those teams not named the Eagles every year, and that's for me, it's the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Jamie checking in. Uncle Jamie, hello.
So just a quick hitter. So on the Rams, they're one bad back away from going to Ty Simpson as their quarterback. So don't bet on the Rams.
But you know what? I said the same thing.
I am not sold on Stafford's back.
I said the same thing last year when I picked the Niners to win the division. I said the same thing with the back. It could be this year.
Yeah, it could be this year. Eventually, that catches up to you. You can't. You're not going to keep. You're not going to keep that for long. Second quick hitter. I agree with Sean wholeheartedly. The Bears are the team. Ben Johnson. I think Caleb Williams is coming into his own. They got the whole stadium thing going on. I think it all coalesces this year's for the Bears. Number 2.
Really?
Number 3, pet peeves. I will tell you, as my nephew well knows, I oversee a good amount of people. The taking off for your birthday conversation is a constant irritant to me. Congratulations, you were born. Go out on a Friday, go out on a Saturday. You don't need to take off for your birthday.
Do you get a lot of employees that take off for their birthday?
I'm sure he does.
My goodness. And this also ties into the following, where we're in graduation season, where everybody's graduating to everything. From first grade to second grade, from fifth to sixth, from, when you graduate high school when you finish 12 years.
Yeah.
That's graduation.
Yeah.
Not the rest of the time.
Yeah, Jamie, you know what? When Bella graduates from nursery school, guess who's missing work and going? Me.
Yep.
I trust me, that's sort of what I was thinking. I didn't want to call out Bella because, I love my nieces. But let's be honest.
It's what you got to do.
When you graduate in 12th grade. That's when you graduate.
But Jamie, that's the way we were raised. You think my dad was coming to? They didn't have the graduations then. Oh, you only had the high school graduation.
Your dad came to your high school graduation. He was working.
He was there, but you're not far off. You're not far off.
Have a good afternoon, guys.
All right.
You're the man. There he is. Uncle Jamie.
So nursery school, like Bill's daughter's having the graduation. Bella yesterday had the graduation. Guess what I got to do? I got to go to graduation. Guess how many fathers weren't at the graduation yesterday? All the dads were at graduation yesterday. Yeah, I'm listen. Are you going to be going to graduation?
I don't think so. I don't think there is a graduation.
Well, we had a graduation, and it was a big deal, and they did it up.
Next Thursday, Friday, they have back-to-back half-a-days. So what? You give me a half a day on Friday.
But Kendall's in kindergarten.
Correct.
So there's no kindergarten graduation. Bella's in nursery school.
That's
She's in pre-K.
I would have thought there would be a kindergarten graduation.
She's going to a new.
Yeah.
And Gianna, they don't have an official kindergarten.
Gotcha.
She's going to a new school next year because she's graduated from the elementary school, so they don't have an actual graduation, which is good, which means I don't have to take off for an actual graduation.
Correct. But the back-to-back half a days, I say, what's with this half a day?
Why not just do the full and not
That's
have
what I'm saying. Full. Give them off.
Because
Friday.
they need a certain amount of days to satisfy the state for a school year.
Yeah, well, it's perfect. It's perfect. 12 o'clock. Yeah, who's working at 12 o'clock?
Everybody.
Yeah, smart.
All right, so some feedback on taking off for your birthday. People that take off, my buddy Ed, people that take off for just their birthday are so soft. LOL. Violations, Greg checks in and says, he says, if I'm king, everyone has off on their birthday. It's your day. Relax. Tie on a load with some day drinking.
I respect it. I do. And I would love to make Greg the king, but he's not. And we can't have anarchy, Greg. We can't have everybody having off. How many people are born on June 4th? Not just Vito. Now, let me back up and say this. If you look at the calendar, you know what your day is, you know what your birthday is, and there's something special, something big happening, like a game, whatever it may be, your favorite team playing, I'm cool with it. You can take off for that reason.
Like if there's a Phillies game on your birthday.
That's correct.
And you want to go to the Phillies game.
I think that's a great call. But if you're born on December 19th and you're going, I just need the day off so I could sit home and just relax and have a day for me. No. What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, Ray, text line. What do we got, Davis, on a text line?
Yeah, we got a split here. We got Andrew from Jersey with an early September birthday, which is usually beautiful, working in finance behind a desk. Damn right I take my birthday off every year, and sometimes the next day with it, depending if it's to close the weekend.
That's a finance answer. That's a finance guy. He's probably going hardcore that night after.
48-hour bender for his B-day.
Sounds like it. Yeah. All right, what else?
I have one 36-year-old buddy who is really cringy with his birthdays. He takes off for his birthday every year and then tries to organize his own party. This year, we all went to opening night Phillies. Coldest first pitch in over a decade. Birthdays after 21 don't matter.
Yeah, I definitely people that take off birthdays, to me, it's just like, all right, whatever. But the people that publicize, and not just the day of, the week before. Oh, it's my birthday next week. Oh, am I going to do for my birthday? And then the week of, it's my birthday. What should I do? Day of, it's my birthday.
That's me. I'm not going to lie. I do that from time to time.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm like, oh, my birthday's next week. But I work.
You did. You worked on your birthday. Yep.
Yeah, I work.
So you work on your birthday, but you're also a birthday publicizer.
Yes, I am. So, I'm not clean in this by no means. Trust me. I'm waiting for the wife to call in. She could be like, dude, are you kidding me?
Ray mentioned his birthday, and I made note of it, and I put it on my phone so I remember. Actually, it was the day after 420, so I think that's how I remember it. It's like, oh, you're the day after 420, 421. So I remembered it. But I also noted it just to make sure. Because otherwise, I don't think Ray would be a publicizer.
No. I mean, my immediate circle would know. Like, we did the tailgate the weekend after, which was a lot of fun. Or was that the weekend before?
Yeah, you withhold stuff all the time. You would go out and have a big party and, raise the roof and you wouldn't tell us.
I look at serving our audience here, John. What does it serve them to know that I'm tailgating?
You got to ring it with Schwarber last night. Who'd he pass?
He's 210 now, 6 behind Jimmy.
What do you mean our audience cares about us?
But I mean, like, the idea that I tailgate on Saturday, on Monday, is,
No, okay, like, I hear you. I agree.
I got you.
I agree with what you're saying, but also don't think that people listen to us, obviously because we're sports experts, but because we share our lives on the air. That's what I've always believed in. Like, you got to be relatable, and it's a way for me to kind of get things off of my chest, which is what goes on. It's like my therapist.
Well, yeah, like yesterday was my buddy's birthday. I'm hurting today. I'm in a bad way today. How about that?
You came into work hungover?
Little bit.
Can't tell.
Yeah, your performment has it.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go.
I mean, good that I'm able to.
I'm more concerned about the reliance on alcohol than you being hungover.
Hey, Ray.
Doesn't it seem like a lot of stories start with Ray drinking? Remember the Monday he had 5 beers at the game?
That's my guy.
26.
I see you, Ray. I see you.
Coming up next, when you think of sports, you think about the joy of sports. Well, we have the guy, I don't know if you think about the joy of sports, but that's the name of the segment on our show. Russ Joy of Crossing Broad and the Russ Joy Show, and Snow the goalie joins us coming up next for the joy of sports. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Aftermath of AJ, I'm Ray Downton with this Fanatic Sports Update. And we are now in the aftermath of the AJ Brown era here in Philadelphia. Dealt earlier this week for a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. AJ Brown now up in New England, practicing with the Patriots. Eagles wrapping up a little bit of their OTA action before the mandatory minicamp coming up next week. That's what they've got going on. If you want to hear everything going on with the Birds, go back to our conversation with Brandley Gouton earlier today. Had him on to talk about A.J. Brown, the trade, and what's next for the Birds. You can catch that conversation one more time on the website or the Fanatic app. As for the 76ers, they officially announced President of Basketball Operations Mike Gansby has been hired, and we will hear from him coming up Monday, 10 o'clock. He will have a press conference addressing the media, talking about his vision for this team. Last night in the NBA Finals, the Knicks came back, took game 1 against the Spurs. They lead the series 1-0. This update is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes, better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Down in your home for the NBA Finals, 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Marks, John Brace, Ray Dunn. 1 o'clock hour brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Morgensternhair.com. 610-831-HAIR. Hooah. All right. To discuss all of the available subjects, including birthday conversation, we need some joy when we talk about sports. And let's go to the joy of sports with Russ Joy. You might know him from Crossing Broad, Snow the Goalie, very popular Flyers podcast, and also the Russ Joy Show. You can find that all on the social media channels, which is Joy on Broad. Russ Joy's live on Zoom with us. What's up, Russ?
Hello, gents. I feel like every single week the intro gets even longer, and yet I thought I was promised some angelic.
Yeah,
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, that was my fault.
I thought there was going to be like in a world where there is no joy remaining, only one man can bring. Yeah, okay.
How about this? Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to Russ and me. Hey, Russ
Love
Joy,
that.
everybody.
That's fantastic.
So before he answers, do we think Russ takes off for his birthday or he snarls at people that take off for their
He's
birthday?
a snarler all day.
Russ, Mike Vito's birthday is today, and he took off for his birthday. Do you take off for your birthday?
It's a violation. You can take off for your birthday when you're dead. You know, there are two kinds of people in this world, gentlemen. There are those who want to thrive and those who merely want to survive. And I choose to thrive. And thriving means you do your job. And if you have work to do, you listen to Rihanna and you work.
There you
That's
go.
what you do.
Very nice.
Now, listen, as a kid, I always took my birthday very seriously. My wife hates her birthday. She doesn't care about her birthday. I care more about making her happy on her birthday than she cares about her birthday.
Right.
Do I like my I do. I like my birthday. I value it. But I'm not taking work off. No
Right.
way. Come on now.
So here's another one, right? Because you have a bunch of young kids like me. Taking off for a pre-K or a nursery school graduation, which I did yesterday. And it was a wonderful event 10, 15 years ago. I don't even think they have those type of graduations. But do you take off for the nursery school or the pre-K graduation?
Kids are different. I tend to go to try to get a little leniency from the boss about, sneaking away for 15, 20 minutes for the pre-K celebration. I did this recently with the kindergarten celebration day. Thankfully, they didn't call it a graduation. Have the kids wear the cap and gowns. I think it's absolutely absurd. Earn something first, kid. But I will say, so it's actually kind of funny because before I did all this kind of stuff, I was a teacher, right? And so
a German teacher, right?
Yeah. And so there was a time where the principal that I had was great. He would say, if you need a half hour, 45 minutes, wherever your kid's at, to go. We'll get you coverage. Everything's great. But I know plenty of people who worked at other schools where it's I know you got to take a half day. You got to take a full sick day or whatever. And those are limited days in the course of a year. And I always thought that was kind of gross. So I don't know. I guess it depends on your relationship with your boss too. But I think you only get one opportunity with each of these kids to be there for them in their moments. I'd rather prioritize their moments. So really, if this is on balance, would I rather take my birthday off or take off half a day or the day to go be at one of my kids' things, especially when they're little? I'm going with the latter every time.
Yeah. We only get it once.
Parenting.
You only get it once.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's different because when I was growing up, I was in the back of my dad's pickup truck, or I was driving without a seatbelt on while he was smoking next to me. You know what I mean? We change with times. So
indeed.
Well, you're a good dad, Russ Joy. All right. So the AJ Brown thing happened. Sean has been going berserk all week on AJ Brown, and he's just sickened by him. The whole thing is calculated.
They said I was a diva.
And orchestrated, and he feels much differently about A.J. Brown now than he did before. Where do you stand on the situation?
So I, on a human level, if this is his childhood team and he feels fulfilled, good for him. Man, I got to tell you, the Maria Taylor interview was gross. I hated every second of it. I hated the fact that they had the Patriots rug on the ground, and he's like, "Oh, I've had that for years." I hate that. I genuinely do. Now, I'm not friends with pro athletes where I go to their house and I see if, for example, if you go to Jalen Hurts' house and if Jalen Hurts has let's say a Rams thing on the floor, I'm probably not thrilled with that. If he's got a Dodgers one because he grew up a Dodgers fan, whatever, it's a different league, it's a different sport. I have such a hard time rationalizing how you as a pro athlete making millions of dollars from a specific organization, you're like, yeah, I had this other organization's logo on the floor of my man cave. I think that is so weird. And if I were one of his teammates and I walked in and saw that, I'd be like, dude, pick a different sport to have. What are we doing here? And I got to tell you, like him saying, this is in heaven, but it's close. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Great age. I look at last season now through such a different lens. I defended A.J. Brown a lot. I tried to show him grace. I thought that they were ultimately going to be able to fix this thing with him. And to just hear the reports from multiple people now that he wanted to trade after a 4-0 start, you know where his priorities were, and they weren't here. And the unfortunate thing is that really sours the end of the relationship.
It does.
And I think, a decade from now, 2 decades from now, I've made some comparisons to like T.O. in that like, you don't want to look back on this as this like horrible moment where the Eagles window slams shut because they don't have A.J. Brown. Like they're not a better team without him. The same way that the Eagles were not a better team when they moved on from Terrell Owens. They got the Super Bowl with A.J. Brown. They didn't with T.O. You just don't want to see this like kind of unfortunate end of things effectively shut that window. That's kind of, and to me, this should have been something that could have been remedied. You hear some of his former teammates and everything. Like, I think somebody had to be a bigger man here. And I kind of get the feeling A.J. Brown just wasn't willing to be the bigger man here and try to get to a resolution. I think it's a shame.
Yeah, I think it's hard, even me, who has defended AJ, and I'm glad they traded him, and I'm happy with the return they got. It is kind of yucky the way that you're looking back, to use a Sean term. It is. It feels like it's like, all right, hang on a second. How long have you been knowing that this is going to happen and that this is what you were going to do and you were going to go to a year longer? The way Vrabel, Diana Rossini was involved in this whole thing. The whole situation definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
You remember what Brandon Graham said? Was that your show or no? Were you on that?
I was not. It was on. I was not working.
Gotcha. So, he said one's trying.
Yeah.
Like, there it is, Russ. Like, we're in agreement on that. And I'm not trying to kick a man on his way out, but, like, more so now than ever, I'm looking back at the season and I'm starting to get even more frustrated. Because, like, when he wasn't all in, clearly he was not all in.
No, and I got to tell you, too, like, so here's your real quick cross-sport comparison to this, right? It feels like he was mentally, emotionally checked out for over a year because he ultimately wanted to land in New England. If you happen to watch a Stanley Cup final, you'll see a guy, Mitch Marner, who's playing for the Golden Knights. He could end up getting the Conn Smythe Trophy as MVP of the playoffs if they ultimately win. He was playing in Toronto, and all of the Toronto media and all the Toronto fans have been convinced that for over a year before he ultimately signed with Vegas in free agency last year, he was mentally, emotionally checked out of playing for Toronto. And there were questions about the work ethic and how locked in he was for that team in his final season. I don't know, guys. Like, we'll see what this year looks like. I'm not down on the Eagles. I will be very interested to see what he ultimately looks like with New England. And like, I'll root with every fiber of my being against him if the teams go head to head. I don't hate the guy. I just hate the circumstances.
Yeah, the way
and the fact that this should have been something that could have been resolved, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Now, up in New England, I'm talking to Russ Joy. Up in New England, I heard a report from Mike Reese, their ESPN reporter, who had said that A.J. Brown walked on the practice field, and I guess there's this hill that you have to walk up to go from the complex to where they practice. And, like, all the players just stopped and watched him walk.
Oh,
the presence they're eating it up right now. The presence of A.J. Brown right now, everybody's like looking at him. It's like, oh. But you know what? He's still a really, really good player if he wants to be.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to have a big year in New England this year.
I think that's the frustrating part of it, too, is like I'm watching these clips. Is it a bad comparison to say this is kind of like watching an ex move on and you're just kind of like, man, like that could have been us, like watching him go out in the field. And I'm having a hard time reconciling the fact that, like, listen, the return that the Eagles got is good. It's a delayed gratification, right? The 2028 first and getting the fifth. And I saw some Boston media people saying that Howie really, drove a hard bargain to get that fifth. I don't really care about the fifth. I do care about the first, and a first is a first. But AJ's going to go have a really strong season for them. There's, like, no doubt in my mind. And if he's healthy, even though their vice president of player personnel admitted in an interview that, like, they know there's a degenerative knee issue there, I still think he's going to have a really solid 1 or 2 year run. And again, like it could have been here. It probably should have been here. Still fair to be frustrated with the end.
Yeah, whatever. Bye-bye, AJ. All right, here's another one on the way out, Russ. All right, your kid doesn't go to school, but wants to go to soccer practice that night. What's the ruling?
No, you don't go.
Is it a hard line no? Because I'm always hard line no, and then they're at soccer practice.
No, it's a hard line no, because, well, I mean, look, if it's a legitimate illness, they have to be a no.
Yeah.
And if you get the inkling that, you know, it was a Ferris Bueller situation with the ice pack or the heat pack in bed, you know, all of a sudden, you know, your kid makes a miraculous recovery in a few hours. Like, no, you're not going. You got to go to school. You have to. I mean, if it's a school-related program, you're not allowed to go. If we're talking about, like, do you get to go to travel soccer practice?
Yeah.
If you ducked out on the day, no, you don't go to practice.
All right.
No, go to school. You got to go to school with like a limb hanging off. You go to school with a limb hanging off. You got to go with some mucus-related issues. Well, then guess what? You're gonna go to school. You're gonna get through it, and then you're gonna go off to soccer practice if you want. If it means that much to you, you gotta climb through that pipe like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption. Come out on the other side with the rain pouring down on you.
Russ Joy, who's obviously old school. Russ, when's your birthday? You're gonna be working hard on your birthday. I'm gonna check in to make sure that you're working.
Well, I would tell you, but I'm a little bit worried because you know where I live and my Wegmans order at the deli. I'm afraid that there could be some potential identity theft at play here, John. So I will respectfully tell you it is in September.
There it is.
And I will text you when I am working so you know that I'm locked in. I'm a man of my word, if nothing else.
All right. Follow him on socials, Joy on Broad. Check out his Flyers podcast with Ant and Chris Tarian. Snow the goalie and the Russ Joy Show and everything else. Russ, thanks, buddy.
Great seeing you guys as always. Stay out of trouble.
There he is, the great Russ Joy.
Bang, bang.
Who is anti-birth, take off on the birthday.
Just had that situation happen to me at the house. Daughter was feeling it. Matter of fact, she hasn't been to school back-to-back days.
Really?
Back-to-back days, yeah. Coughing, dude. Gagging, coughing. Bad. But the other, like last week, yeah, she didn't make school last week, too. Man, my girl's been missing days here.
Well, and my daughter got sent home from school yesterday, fever. Today's the last day of kindergarten, or not elementary school for her. It's got 102 fever.
Terrible.
But she was feeling better this morning, so she went in and she had enough window to where she didn't have a fever. We were worried it's the last day, so she did a half day today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, it's like I told my girl, my Kendall, man, you only got a couple more days left with your kindergarten crew. Like, you got to get to school. But she wanted to go today, but she just was under the weather. Yeah, there's a lot going on at the household right now with the braces. It's interesting summer. Let's just say that much, boys.
All right.
Wish me luck.
What do we got on the text line, Ray?
The absolute worst is it's my birthday week even this is my birthday month. Yeah. It's birthday. You're not that special.
I've never did the month. I think that is a whole nother level. But I've not a birthday celebratory week, but I've definitely let it be known the week of. Yeah, there's no shame in my game. You know who I am.
I know who you are.
Yeah, I'm a guy
you do some birthday previewing.
Yeah, I like to party, like to have a good time, like to make sure that everybody's ready to have a good time with me. So you got to grease up the skis a little bit.
I think it's more like this with women than men, but like my wife will be like, all right, we're going out for somebody's birthday, and then they get dinner for somebody's birthday, and then the person's birthday that it is doesn't pay, and everybody else chips in or whatever. The birthday dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Among the women. Now, I think you do. Don't you do something similar, right? You've talked about that. You went out for somebody's birthday dinner.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we did drinks. Did I do a birthday dinner?
Nice.
Recently? Probably. It feels right.
Yeah.
Feel fact on that one. It feels like I was out for a birthday dinner.
Yeah.
If someone says it's my birthday, I want to do something, there's a good if I get sent a particle, there's a good chance that I'm just checking going. Like, that's
Hey, Ray.
kind of who I am. You invite me somewhere, there's a good chance I'm showing up.
Attaboy, Ray. You hear that, people? Just invite Ray everywhere.
Yep.
Let's start hitting up.
How's your DM dating life going, by the way?
Oh, just
Did you end up meeting up with anybody from when you were on TV that day?
No, I did not.
You did not when you got DMs?
Yes, I appreciate the DMs. It was a
No?
good conversation.
Do we believe that, Sean? Because we know he holds out.
He does, but I will believe it. I do want to bring up to the discussion, especially on this show, that there is a certain deal where we could be potentially talking about a mix and match type single mixer.
That's true.
Right? A little bit later. Now, here's what I'm also going to throw your way. If we don't want to do it this, I think we can concoct this as a show and create our own little single mixer.
During the show?
Ooh, that's even crazier. I kind of like that. I didn't think from during the show.
Does Preston and Steve do a painfully
Oh, they do. Yeah.
No, but it's not, that's not during their show, though. I think they do it afterwards.
Correct.
I mean, just because they had the idea doesn't mean that we can't do something similar.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Well, they do a lot of those pitch a friend nights in the city.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny content.
Pitch a friend.
I think I was talking to Nate about this yesterday. So the idea is one of your friends goes up and is like, this is Ray. This is everything about them. I have not been to one of these.
Oh.
We've done the running bit amongst my friend group because, the number of single guys in my life, like around me hanging out, are dwindling. There's
Yep.
a lot of couples that I'm spending time around nowadays. So
As you get older.
my dating life is a, headline issue.
a source of conversation?
Yeah, mostly everywhere I go.
Hey, Ray.
So the pitcher friend thing's been suggested. I do think it would be hilarious to watch one of the two of you try to pitch one of us here on the show in that type of manner.
I like it.
Do we get single people that listen to the show? I mean,
I don't know our demographic.
I don't know how many women we'd be able to.
That's what I'm saying. Be a lot of dudes pitching themselves.
Are we
to a
doing
lot of
this?
dudes.
Are we
we
doing
could do
this?
a gay. We could do a gay night.
Hello.
And
It
that's
is
not
Pride
the way I
Month.
swing, but I'm more than happy to be in attendance.
I think we should do this at Horsham too.
Horsham Hunks?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we
Horsham Hunks.
let's combine all the forces.
Let's go to Spider. Back to the phone. Spider is calling from South Philadelphia. Spider, good afternoon. Hello.
What's going on, fellas?
What up, Spider?
I'm good, man. Hey, happy to be back on the airwaves, man. I've been listening to y'all every day, man. It's been a long time since I called.
Thank you.
But I wanted to talk about this story that I read about A.J. Brown and Hassan Reddick, about some girl they was dealing with, and Hurts knew about it but didn't say nothing to A.J. about it.
Yep.
And if that's any truth to that story, A.J. Brown is a complete sucker. Right? You got mad at a guy for not telling you about some girl you was dealing with another guy. Like, it wasn't even your girlfriend, bro. Dude's married.
So
Spider,
let me say this, all right? I don't know. So for people that don't know, and Carton put it out there, and I guess Shady also talked about it.
Oh, defending his boy.
Fox Sports Radio, their morning show. Two pros and a cup of
LeVar
Joe.
Arrington.
LeVar talked about it, all right? So it's out there and it's mainstream, so now I'm comfortable just even commenting on it. So the story was, and the source of the story was an anonymous Twitter account. So keep that in mind, how irresponsible and dangerous it is to put it out there like Craig Carton did. Once Craig Carton put it out there, then that allowed for other people to do it. It's irresponsible and dangerous to put it out there. Now, Craig, back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, had said when there was rumors about AJ and Jalen having issues, he had said that there's something that happened that would break apart any team. I don't know if there was
A group of men.
A group of men. I don't know if two teammates messing around with the same girl that wasn't their wife or their girlfriend would break apart a group of men. I don't know. Here's what I know. I have no reason to believe that it's true. I haven't heard it. Would anything surprise me? Of course, nothing would surprise me. Is it possible that it's true? Yeah, I mean, sure, it's possible. It's also possible if this guy said that they lost he lost $100,000 in a poker game. That could also be true. I don't know. And let me also say this, all right? I was on the flagship radio station working afternoon drive with a former very popular Eagle that also worked for the team. I did a show for 7 years with Brandon Graham, the Brandon Graham Show. And so, when I tell you that I was around the team and I hear a lot of talk, I was around the team and I heard a lot of talk. Never once did I hear anything about this. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it couldn't have happened, but I'm not going to take something that an anonymous Twitter handle put out there and then run with it as fact, because this is what happens. Now you get people that hear it, and a lot of people had heard it, and now you're getting mainstream media outlets that are picking these up and talking about it like it actually happened. A Twitter account that's anonymous, that doesn't have a profile picture or anything like that, stated this on Twitter. Craig Carton goes with it like it's a fact. and is doing a victory lap because he said something a couple weeks ago. It's irresponsible and dangerous. And I don't know what happened. If something happened off the field with Jalen and A.J. Brown, I have no idea. But I'm not going to go with the assumption based on a friggin' Twitter account that this actually happened. I never heard anything like that. You know what I heard? I heard, man, things between the wide receiver and the quarterback aren't very good. And it didn't sound like it was necessarily personal. It sounded like it was maybe a combination of a lot of different things.
Yeah, and there's two other things I'll just say. There's another dude that's a big Eagles Twitter follower that is like making this about his personality more than anything, like really putting videos out there. And I don't know, dude. I don't think you should be doing that. Two is Jalen Hurts' mother checked in via Instagram and said people don't know. She commented on a post that people are putting out there, and she said, quote, people don't know what they don't know, so this is what you get. I mean, whatever that means. But it's just ridiculous. More of the same. You know, I'll just say this. Jahan Dotson was on the show, the morning show 2 days ago or yesterday, whatever it was, and he said it was 100% football. Not Deshaun Jackson, 60-40. I'm going to trust Dotson on this because he was in those meetings. He was a shoulder-to-shoulder with A.J. Brown and Devontae. He knows what has been said behind the scenes when it comes to the relationship between the receiver and the quarterback.
But also, just because if it's off-the-field stuff doesn't mean it's because of some woman.
Okay,
it could be, I just don't like you because you think you're better than everybody. Right? Like, off-the-field doesn't mean that it has to be something involving a woman. Which is when Craig said this a couple years ago, he led you to believe that somebody messed around with, like, his girlfriend. Or, like, you know, like it was really personal. Bro, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you put that out there, man. I mean, I do know how you put that out there because then people get clicks, you get 1 million views, you get a lot of feedback. You're like, oh, now this is something. And then it's in your algorithm. I know why you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
Craig's been rewarded.
Yeah, it's just irresponsible.
Year in, year out.
All right, coming up, Ray and Sean are placing a bet on the NBA Finals. I'm not involved in this, the Knick fan of the group.
Yeah.
Also coming up, Sean Brace has a top 5 alien list.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up next, Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The aftermath of AJ, I'm Ray. I can't say my name. What's wrong with me today? I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. What in the world? I'm just so heartbroken over A.J. Brown. That's really what it is. A.J. Brown deal went down earlier this week. It was a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick coming back to Philadelphia in exchange for A.J. Brown. Wrapping up another round of OTAs this week. Next week, mandatory minicamp as they get closer to that dead period of the NFL time before training camp. The Eagles now without A.J. Brown. Talk about that with Brandon Lee Gouton earlier on in the show today. You can listen to that conversation one more time on the Fanatic app, 97.5 The Fanatic. As for the Sixers, they made it official today. They've hired President of Basketball Operation Mike Gansey. He'll have a press conference coming up on Monday to detail the plans, what went into hiring him. Bob Myers will be there with him as well. The Knicks won Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night over the Spurs, coming from behind, winning in San Antonio. This update is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Victims of drunk and drug driving and grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP. Visit MAD.org. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
to get to this segment. Let's start off with the NBA bet. Where's this coming from? Because Ray believes the Knicks are winning?
Do we
They
have...
won last night. It's over. Might as well be a one-game series.
All right.
Might not even watch.
And I'm still riding with the Spurs. I can't give up after one game. I thought there was a pretty good chance that they would lose last night. I put my money where my mouth is with the Spurs. It is what it is, but I got the Spurs in 6. I think this could go 7 now. So I'm going to stick to my guns. This isn't over yet, Johnny.
So what's the bet?
Yeah, that's the question here, Ray.
All right.
Let's put it out there for the people and see if we can get some ideas going. We got till tomorrow, but I'm willing to put something up here for a little sake of the show.
Yeah, I'm in.
Because we got an NBA Finals over the next week. Oh, by the way, when the finals are over, I get to shave my rat tail.
Yeah, how's it growing? Which, by the way, you just wear a hat every day, so you can't even see it.
BS. When I'm at the gym and girls are behind me going, the hell is the matter with this guy? This freak. Look at it.
The men aren't doing that too?
It's a reverse muff.
So what does it matter if there's some woman that thinks you're a freak?
Well, I just don't want people behind me going, dude, what is the matter with this guy? It could be a guy or a girl. I don't care.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, like, I don't know how many people really care who wins this. Well, I guess people do want the Spurs to win. But, I mean, what are we talking about? Like, it's for a sandwich or?
I might paint myself green like an alien. How about that?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if we need to do paint bets over the
All right,
this final.
let's kick it around.
All right, let's kick it around.
Yeah, we'll kick it around.
We'll break it.
Can I kick it?
Yes, I can.
There you go.
All right, can you get we're doing the top 5 aliens according to Sean Brace.
Oh,
because
yes.
the alien that's in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, that's right. And Wemby had himself a bad game last night. All right, but it did stir it up, and I got to give credit to our guy Roy Burton because we were talking a little bit in the text chat this morning, and he's like, "Man, let's talk some aliens." First of all, you think aliens are real, John? Do you think they're with us right now?
You would have to give me more information than that. Do I think that there's some alien-looking people? No. Do I think there's people from other planets? Yeah, I think it's possible. Sure.
Oh, I think they're walking amongst us. Shapeshifters.
They live. Remember the movie?
Oh, yeah. Do I?
Roddy Piper?
Oh, yeah. With the sunglasses.
If you had the sunglasses, you could tell who were aliens and who weren't.
Yeah.
But you had to have the sunglasses.
All right.
Are they amongst us here at the Fanatic?
Who would be an alien among the staff at the Fanatic?
Andrew does strike me a little bit as an alien characteristic from time to time. He's just, he's
Salciunas?
Like, he's like the Men in Black type guy. He's walking around all happy-go-lucky.
Colorillo?
Kind of disappeared. No, he's too normal.
What? I think the fact that he's abnormal kind of takes him out of this.
I would agree that Salciunas is probably the number 1 alien.
I know who the alien is. It's Dylan. Dylan's
McKinnon?
Yes, he is absolutely the alien amongst us. There's no doubt.
No, I go Salciunas. You were doing the Men in Black guy that was all twitching. Salciunas is kind of like that. I could see him doing it.
Nate?
Looking for a man with his cat.
No, Nate's not a
No, Nate's just negative. He's just Nate, man.
Dutz, no.
No. Rodman, I could see.
Hair Jordan.
I've known Rodman for a long time, too.
Rodman alien?
Yeah.
It's Dylan. Dylan's the alien.
No, I think an alien would work their birthday.
There you go.
All right, give me your top 5.
Top 5 aliens of all time because of Wembenyama. Victor. All right, number 5 for me, Alf. Ray, come on, man. He crashed into a suburban family's garage and became a television icon back in 1986. Can I hear the cackle? Come on, there's nothing better than Alf's laugh. Here's the only issue with Alf. He loved cats. That's what he ate.
He did.
I'm a cat guy. You can't eat my cat. Stay away from the cats.
Did Willie Tanner get in trouble?
Willie T.
For something?
I don't know. Did he? It was a great family. You talk about sitcoms, good families from back in the day. That's a top 4. That's a Mount Rushmore.
Here's a YouTube, The Dark Side of Alf.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a little bit of a hit on the resume. He did have some racist bombs in a new video that surfaced back in 2010.
The daughter actually she's like 80s cute. You know what I mean? Like in big hair.
The daughter is good looking. Yeah, you're right.
By the way, you know what Alf stands for?
I do not.
Alien life form.
Oh, how about that?
That's what Alf was.
There you go. All right, the 80s were a wild time. That's all. Number 4, Chewbacca. Oh, come on, man.
Chewbacca an alien?
Yes, absolutely is. He doesn't speak English, yet somehow everybody understands him. One more time. Could I hear Chewbacca talk?
What does he speak if it's not English?
No,
Sean?
let's hear it. Yeah,
My buddy Vasily does a mean Chewbacca.
is it a Woogie? Is that what he
That.
is?
I don't know. I don't know what he is. I don't watch Star Wars. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Well, he was always there. Ultimate ride or die type of guy.
All right.
All right, number 3. Man, I'll tell you right now, this is an automatic stop anytime it's on. Predator.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Do it!
Ugly motherfucker.
Yes. Come on, man. The ultimate alpha alien. That's it, man. He just drops in and he collects skulls.
And he looks like a crab.
He does look like a crab. And you know what? Still, to today, 40 years, still relevant.
Well, if you watch it today, it's timeless. It really is. It's as good as it was today as it was 40 years ago.
There's a new one that just came out, and it did great numbers.
Yeah.
All right. I love Predator. It's my favorite horror movie style, whatever. But obviously, Alien, he's on my list. Number 2, I remember growing up, my first pair of silk boxers, Marvin the Martian. Marvin the Martian silk boxers I had way back in the day. My first pair of silk boxers. Do you remember your first pair of silk boxers?
I do.
And the way it made you feel?
Oh my God! I was probably 16.
New sensation, Ray. What about you?
If I needed any more sensation in those days, I did not.
Well, Marvin the Martian was on mine. He always wants to destroy Earth. He's one of the best as far as the Looney Tune bunch is concerned. He regularly attempts to destroy Earth, often for petty reasons such as wanting a better view of Venus. Hit me.
You have made me very angry indeed.
Love Marvin. Last, but
Just for like 99% of our audience, who the hell is Marvin the Martian?
You don't know who Marvin the Martian
This is a cartoon like from the 60s?
No. Looney Tunes. What's the
Looney Tunes.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the movie with Jordan? Bugs Bunny.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. He was in Space Jam.
Sorry, it's from the 40s.
Was he?
Yeah, 1948's the first time. I thought I knew who you were talking about.
Is that it? You don't know? You don't know?
Well, now I do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know now, but I didn't. You said Marvin the Martian. I thought it was a cartoon character.
Yeah, love him.
Okay.
Love him. Silk boxers, way back in the day.
And by the way, chances that Ray's ever worn silk boxers?
I'm going to say 0.
Hey, Ray.
I would agree. Ray?
Ray? What are you wearing, bro?
Yeah,
Are you a boxer guy?
Boxer, yeah. Boxer.
You're boxers.
But if you
Yeah,
wore
okay,
silk
I guess
boxers.
I'm wearing silk boxers, yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Were they red?
No.
Did you pull them out? Like for special nights?
Deal. Like, how about you can fantasize about me on your own time? Can we get to number 1?
Hey, Ray.
Did you pull?
I didn't know.
Like he's like, hey, why don't you come on my bedroom? And he pulled him out of the drawer.
Pull him out of the drawer. He's got the red boxers. Dude, that's how it means it's a special night. Special night.
There was...
Get excited.
Finish the list. We could do this story coming up.
And finally, number 1 on my top 5 aliens of all time list, and it's an easy one. Unfortunately, got to go back to Star Wars. Yoda.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Star Wars characters being aliens.
Well, they obviously are.
Kevin Fidelko says, in reality, every character of Star Wars is an alien. It's
That's
galaxies
true.
far away.
That's true.
No, so technically you're right. I think more like E.T.
Superman apparently is an alien.
Because he's from a different planet.
I didn't know this.
What's the name of the planet? I don't know.
Melmac?
No, that's where Al's from.
That's right.
No.
Yoda is the best. I don't think anybody could beat him. Obviously, he's got a new movie coming out. Still hanging with us, baby Yoda.
Well, it's too...
But it's still Yoda world. Yoda is the best alien of all time.
I mean, I'm pro Yoda. I don't want to get it twisted here.
All right, coming up, we clean up the text line, YouTube chat recap, and there is currently a toy that all the children want that is extremely annoying. And I have a story for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5. Feedback on your top 5 aliens. By the way, Superman is from Krypton.
Ooh, I did know that.
Violations, Greg again. Mork from Ork is better than Yoda.
I did hear that. That's before my time. Violations,
Mork and Mindy?
Greg. Yeah, rest in peace, Robin Williams. But that's it was a little bit before my time. Was that
because I'm 4 years older than you, and I remember it as a young kid.
Nick at Night? Nickelodeon? What was
No, it was ABC.
Was it really?
Yeah. No,
okay.
it was one of these shows that was very popular at first, and then the novelty of Robin Williams being an alien from Ork named Mork.
I wonder if that show still hits today.
Jonathan Winters was in the show at some point. It does not. Well,
because Robin Williams is crazy.
I mean, I've actually probably seen it in the last 6 months.
Wow.
And
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. I laughed.
Okay.
Laverne and Shirley, if you watch today, makes me laugh.
On.
Honest,
I love when they wave at the glove when it's rolling around in the bottle. Yeah.
the beginning's the best part of the show.
It's a good song.
It is. Yeah. We're gonna do it. You know what my favorite '80s show is that I watch all the time, and every time I watch it, I'm never disappointed, and I laugh out loud every episode.
No clue.
It doesn't have any men in the show, and it's not designing women.
No.
All in the Family was late '70s, early '80s, so close.
All women? I don't know.
Golden Girls.
Oh, the Golden Girls.
Dude,
Golden
I'm
Girls.
telling you, Golden Girls is underrated.
Absolutely. I grew up with Golden Girls.
So did I.
Yeah.
My grandmother liked Golden Girls, and we used to watch it. Love it. And I still laugh out loud. Estelle Getty's hilarious.
Man, they should probably, redo that again, you know?
Oh, please, no. With
No?
a modern cast of Golden Girls?
Yeah, there's some funny old ladies out there. Jane Fonda's funny. She's up there in age.
Jane Fonda?
Yeah, she's good.
She's dead.
Is Jane Fonda dead?
She just died a couple weeks ago. Yes, she did. I told the story about, or was that Ted Turner? No, I told the story about how she was.
No, Jane Fonda's still alive.
Is it Ted Turner?
Alive and well.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Well,
you
let's
just
kill her
killed
anyway.
Jane Fonda. 88.
She's 88?
Smoke, man.
So
She
you
looks
want
good.
an 88-year-old Jane Fonda?
I think my casting intuition is onto something there. She's 88, Golden Girl, fits
Sean,
perfect.
You don't need to redo everything. Sometimes you just need to say, you know what, this was great. Let's not do anything with it. That's my opinion. You didn't need to do the Dukes of Hazzard redo.
No, definitely not.
What like the Longest Yard? It's insulting to Burt Reynolds and the entire cast for remaking the Longest Yard.
New Point Break. Come on, man.
New Point Break. Like, come on, man. You're dealing with classics here. You know, Adam Sandler, go find something else to do than remaking a movie because you can't do anything else outside Netflix crap movies. I don't know. Hi, Ray.
Perfect.
Hello.
Jeff has something on the aliens. Jeff in South Jersey. Jeff.
Yeah, two things real quick. One was, speaking of Golden Girls, that one who was the brown hair girl, I'm like your age, John. Like, we're getting close to her age from that show now.
Are you talking about Blanche Devereaux?
Yeah, Blanche.
So Jeff, you're right. I was just thinking about it because they were supposed to be, back then, women in their 50s were supposed to look like they had gray hair and things like that. Women in their 50s now look like they're in their late 30s or their early 40s. So you're right.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yep.
But the other thing was the movie, Predator versus the aliens? How can the Predator be an alien if it's versing them?
It's got you on the trump card.
Like my mind is blown
But
right
where
now,
is
Jeff.
where is the Predator from though? The Predator.
That I have no idea. But I was just thinking, I was like, Predator versus the aliens was a movie, so I was just throwing that out there.
Strong.
Love you guys, man.
You the
Listen
man.
to you all the time. Take
Thank
it
you,
easy.
Jeff. Thank you. Call in with random stuff.
My brothers, the creatures, extraterrestrial species known as a YAUTJA, a Yuta, which travels to Earth to hunt dangerous prey for sport and honor.
That's an alien.
That's an alien.
We have a voice memo on the birthday thing. Ray, what do we got?
People who take their birthday off are soft. Your mom is the one that did all the work on that day and actually kept you still alive. You should be having a party for her. Soft.
Angry Al.
Are you sure that was him?
It was.
Okay.
He texted me the exact same thing that he sent in.
I figured it was.
Angry Al. Did he cut off the Johnny Marks?
Yeah,
Does that get
man.
cut off? He needs that in
That's
his
his
life.
calling card.
It's his calling card.
Johnny Marks.
Voice memo fit the name there. He was angry.
He always is. All right, let's go to YouTube chat recap. What do we got?
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in?
Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Yep.
Ray is reading Inner Excellence. Brace is reading into Tired Narratives. JM from the chat.
Oh. Well, I guess I'd be the one that was really reading into the narratives, right?
JM's anti-Jalen.
Oh, okay. All right, because Sean really like if you're looking at, not that I feel yucky about it, because I don't, because I believe it, but like you're kind of standing up for the guy that's won Super Bowls and looks bad in this situation where someone definitely needs to kind of jump on his side.
I got his back.
It's in your bio.
That's it.
All right, what's next?
Does Brace remember when his birthday is? Andy from the chat.
So good. That's so good. Andy's had a few good ones. He's always good. He's always good. Yeah, he asked me if I was DJing the divorce party between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts yesterday.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it was good. Andy is good.
But answer the question.
Do I know my birthday? April 29th.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just checking.
I tell people a week in advance.
All right, what's next?
There is no need to take off for your birthday, Ray. You have plenty of cake waiting for you at home anyways, right? Dawood from the chat.
How about that?
Love cake. Love it.
Now, is that something? But you're a single man, so it's difficult just on cue go out and meet a woman on your birthday and go have fun, right? But as a married man who rarely gets what I'm looking for, like when you're married, you're not getting what you want all the time. It's not the single days.
I heard that.
I try to use birthdays and holidays as opportunities for sex.
Right there with you. Father's Day right around the corner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damn right. Birthdays.
You got to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. I try to get laid on her birthday.
No, that's where I don't try to do it. You don't want to do that to them.
I break out the red boxes, Ray.
My birthday, the anniversary isn't as hot as it used to be as far as making love.
No, absolutely not.
Valentine's Day, I believe I was yelled at on Valentine's Day this year.
Valentine's Day don't count.
No, it doesn't.
My anniversary got ate up by my daughter's birthday. So it's like, no dice.
Well, we agree the birthday should be.
Yes.
Because I always say that's what I want. What do you want for your birthday? You know what I want for my birthday.
You upstairs. Let's go.
Pair of Nikes. What's next?
I'm more special than anyone. I get a whole week to celebrate my birthday, no matter what Ray Dunn says. Kevin from Delco.
What
did I say?
Yeah.
Well, you're anti-birthday.
Well, I said I've only ever worked on my birthday because I haven't really had the option.
Yeah, you're not anti, but you're also not. It's not of your nature. Like I'm taking off for my birthday,
Right.
or the week before. You're not like, it's my birthday next week. Start of my birthday month.
I would be more likely to take off for someone else's birthday than my own.
That is true as well. Yes,
I'd be like, I can't miss that. My birthday, I'm like, I'll miss
You would take vacation days for somebody else to go see them or go do something with them than for your own.
Right.
As long as there's beer involved.
Well, yeah, that was a given.
Yeah.
We'll figure that.
What's next?
The bets should be if Ray wins, Sean has to keep the rat tail through Labor Day. If Sean wins, Ray has to go no beard, but keep a mustache through Labor Day. James in Miami.
Yes.
Dude.
Sign up.
James, Labor Day? Labor Day?
How about 4th of July?
How about we talk about some other things? That
How
happen
about a
in show?
sandwich? That's a great bet. Yeah, but see, here's why I'm going to say no. What do you guys? You're betting the Knicks and you're betting the Spurs? Like, no. Like, do a real bet.
Well, you know I'm a diehard
It's
Spurs
over.
fan. Spurs, and he told me it's over. It's not over.
But you're rooting for the Knicks and doing this. Though.
No, I'm not. But
Yes,
I
you
just
are.
know it's over.
It's not over.
They
play best of 7, Ray, not
They
the
do.
best of
And
1.
I've watched the Knicks now play best of 7, where teams try to give them a good shot in the first game. They don't get it. The
Spurs
Knicks
were
are
gassed.
rested.
Spurs were gassed.
And they're supposed to just all of a sudden get energy. Well, all of a
They
sudden
lost.
we revive.
They lost 3 to a better team in Oklahoma City. They'll be fine.
They're not fine, man.
I hope.
All right. I think. Do we agree on the bet? Rat tail and mustache.
Rat till the 4th of July. You kidding me? No, because he's already up 1-0. I need something. No, hold up.
Well, he's got to do the mustache an extra week.
I get to clip the mustache. I get to design the mustache.
No.
Yes.
Now we're adding things to
You know
this.
where I'm going.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going. Freaking
A
weirdo.
big old handlebar.
Oh, I thought maybe you were going to go like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
A different mustache.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Yeah. I
was thinking about doing the
PC
mustache for a
reasons.
I didn't want to say the name.
No, yeah,
I'm worried
we
about
just-
getting canceled.
We keep it moving. Good work. Nice to have you back today.
All right, good to be back. Even though I'm getting ripped for I think most people understand nursery school graduations or pre-K graduations are important to the families these days.
You only
You're
get
getting
one.
ripped for that?
I mean, my uncle ripped me.
Yeah,
He called in to rip me in fun.
Yeah,
I'm not really getting ripped.
Gonna
I'm getting ripped. Coming up next, Bill Calarulo, Unfiltered's coming up next. See ya.
Now on 97.